the bloods at? Yeah. All right. Like we always do about this time. Yeah. Back up in your ass with another late night show. Your host with the most. Unsmoked the Tom. All that jelly, no toast. Yeah. What's up, everybody? We're back. I didn't think we would be back, but we're back. I felt like going live. What up, Teflon? Thank you. We're going to have a great show. I'm going to manifest it. Yeah. I'm going to manifest a good show with positive thinking. Barzalette. Barzalette. Bella, baby. What up, Bella? Oh, Fat Al Sharpton, look at this. You must have the weekend off, huh? Blueberry pie, you ate all of it, Gunsmoke. Why are you blaming me? I don't even particularly like blueberry pie. I like apple pie. I don't even like cherry pie neither. You're my cherry pie, looking like a whore and you wanna die. You know, I don't even like cherry pie. Blueberry pie, I guess I like blueberry pie more than cherry pie. I didn't eat your pie, man. And I think it's racist that you accusing me of taking your pie. Shouts to the anonymous person out there. Yeah. It's all over your face. I just washed my face a little while ago. It's all over your face. God damn it, Al. Anyway, I think we're going to have a guest on, so I'll have some conversation tonight. Did Tony Pizza find a girl? I think so, Barzalette. Hold on. Somebody's life is about to be destroyed. That poor woman. I feel bad for her. I think she did it to herself, but I feel bad for her. I do feel bad. But we gotta let nature run its course, you know? He might even turn into a DV boy. We'll get to witness how he handles women live in action, you know? Yeah, I told you I was fucking hungry, right? Right? You know, I don't know. That's the news. Yeah. No, he's got a girl that he picked up. Yeah. It was like that DMX video. How's it going down? DMX driving down fucking uptown 125th Street in Harlem. She's a chick walking down the block with her friend. He pulls over, hops out like, "Yo, excuse me, how you doing? Yeah, all right, you know." And he bagged the number. She's living in the back seat with Leon already. Jesus, bet she smells like a wet dog too. Wet dog. River now, my man. Must have been having barbecues all weekend, motherfucker. Reverend Al's so polite. Look at that. So courteous. But yeah, that poor woman. She's in for a long ride. If she keeps hanging out with him. Hopefully he doesn't get her pregnant. That would be Satan's spawn. That would be the Antichrist to usher in the end of days. Yeah. That would be Satan's spawn. The baby would be born and try to attack the doctor, try to bite the doctor. It would already have fangs. Yeah, right. At least there's hope, right, Bella? Look, there's somebody out there for everybody. Benny Bingo. Benny Bingo. Bobby Lupo. Yeah, good. No, consider yourself lucky, Bella. You don't want to know him. The world is a little brighter. My life, my world was a little brighter knowing that this guy didn't, not knowing this guy existed. Yeah, that part. Anyway, I'm going to drop a link. I'm tired of talking now. I'm tired of hearing my own stupid voice, and I don't want to lose the 28 people I got. So, bringing a guest here. You guys love him? What up, Becky Town? Good evening. Don't be using big words now. Pretty ornery. Did you meant to put horny? Feeling pretty ornery tonight. Sleepy sillies. Maybe you misspelled that. Maybe you want to put an H in front of there. The words start with an H. Anyway, enough of me. You.
What's up, Smoke?
What up, Howie? Thanks for coming
What's
on,
going?
man.
No problem. What's
Shit.
What the fuck is that? A ghost from the past in the chat?
Who's that?
Casperosa.
Oh,
Bring on Gianni Gotti. What
Gianni
happened with
Cotti.
Gianni Gotti?
Cotti.
That's funny because I was just about to say, hey, what's up, chat? Hello, everybody in the chat. Templar, Highlight, Becky Town. Uh, I can't see anymore, but let me see if I got more. Hey, Casperosa, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Who the fuck is that?
He's been here
Who the
before.
fuck is that? Bella knows. Bella never knows. How are you, Bella? What's up, Al Sharpton? Benny Bingo. And
Benny Bingo
I
boy.
think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fuck the best thing I could say with what I see that's going on in YouTube
Yeah.
is the chickens are coming home to roost.
I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, I mean these people they want to call us rats. They fucking flipping on each other left and right.
Yeah. They're spilling the
You know?
beans.
Yeah. And then calling each other rats when they do spill the beans, you know.
Yeah.
But
Now I think
yeah,
they're saying, like, who cares if I'm a rat? I don't care.
yeah, right, yeah. Now it's all right.
Yeah.
These people, they have no idea uh, how hard it is to become a cooperator. Um, they just think it's a one, two, three thing, and you know,
No, for you,
I
I'm
know, I
sure it
know.
was a crazy thing to do, yeah. Yeah.
If they would have never approached me, I would have never cooperated
Yeah.
because there was no way in hell that I was going to approach them. Um, because you approach them, you feel like if you listen to what they got to say, they got you by the balls already because you approached them. But if they approach you, and you listen to what they got to say, they approached you. You didn't go looking for them.
Yeah.
But whatever, yeah, whatever it is, everyone's got their own different reasons and why they decide to do what they do. Not everybody's situation is the same. For some people, it's harder. I don't have my bloodline doesn't go back, 100 years into the mob. You
Yeah.
know, I once I walked away, that was it. My bloodline walked away. I have no history other than myself having to do anything with the mob. But other people, they got family members and great grandfathers, great grand, all kinds of lineage. It's a harder decision for them to make.
Yeah, I could see that.
But yeah, I feel for them. I'm sure it was a lot harder for them than it was for me. You know, I was just basically walking away from something that I couldn't be a part of
Yeah,
anymore. But yeah,
but if
uh,
you stuck around, do you think what do you think would have happened to you if you stuck around? Like if you would have
I
had
would,
like a few
I
more
would,
years?
I might have got like fucking, I don't know. My guidelines were around like 6 to 8 years. I probably would have pled out to like 6 years, let's say. And while I was inside, I probably would have got hit with a racketeering superseding indictment. Would have been facing double digits, and whatever came out of that, I would have had to take that and probably and then come out and have to do the same things that I got myself in trouble in the first place in order to survive, and just wind up staying out for like another 5 years and getting arrested again.
So either
And
way, you were going down.
yeah, I mean, either way, like that was going to be the rest of my life. Out
Yeah.
for a few years, back in. Out for a few years, back in. Um, and depending, I mean, I could have wind up with a, like on top of the 6 years, maybe like another, 15, 20 on a cop out. I don't know. It didn't happen, so I couldn't. I know my points would have been kind of high because there would have been some violence, and so at the time, let's say I come out in 15 years. Let's go low, 15 years. What's up, Armand? 15 years, right? I was like 41 at the time. All right, so 65, 66, right? Come out having to do the same shit I did it to get myself in trouble again, and maybe getting fucking caught up in another racketeering indictment in another 5 years. Now I'm 70 years old, uh, facing a new bid.
Jesus. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it would have. It just was. That was what was installed in my future.
Yeah.
So, but then when these people approached me, my I got a it created a fork in the road. I can go down this road and live the rest of my life, in and out of jail, miserable, or go down this road and just start off with a clean slate. And not obviously I'm not going to live any type of like fancy life or anything like that, but at least I'm free and get to relax and not have to worry about my dog getting kicked in.
Yeah.
Um, that was it. It sounds like an excuse, I guess maybe, but for me, that's just the way it was. You know,
But you never
who?
really worried about getting whacked in that life. You were more worried about the prison time than getting whacked. I guess.
Well, that it all depends on if I have any ongoing beefs. Like
Yeah.
during that time too, I was faced. I got I beat up this kid and he stabbed me in my leg. So I was plotting to do something to him. But then I decided to cooperate, so that never happened. So who knows what would happen if I didn't cooperate? Maybe I fucking kill this guy, or do something really bad to him, and then I got to watch my back. You don't know. I mean, there's just so many things going on. There was a couple of issues that could have could have blossomed into something serious if I didn't decide to cooperate. Um, as far as getting killed, I mean, I didn't really, other than that one beef I had, uh, you, you always got a chance of that happening. But I don't think, I didn't think I had that. I would, had to worry about that at the moment. You know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it could happen because I know me. I hold grudges forever. So there's other people. There's
Yeah.
other people out there that do too, and you never know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You
Especially in
know.
that life. Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Well,
but yeah. What else? Yeah. So I just fucking. It was like for me it was a no brainer. I wasn't. I was divorced. You know. My daughter was a teenager already. Uh, it wasn't like I was gonna get straightened out or anything like that. Now I got
yeah.
all the up and coming guys are guys that I fucking some of them I abused when they were younger. You know, they might still hate me for that.
Yeah.
Um, just some the normal envy, treachery, and shit that goes on.
You saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah, I saw the writing on the wall. I mean, I always knew what the writing on the wall was, but I just accepted it.
But
I never, I
what's his
never,
name? I'm sorry, go on.
I never was offered the opportunity to change that. So when I was, I thought about it and I took the opportunity. What's up, Jersey girl?
Jersey.
God, what were you gonna say?
What was that guy's name? Fuck, man. The guy with Gotti, Joe Watts. You know how like Joe Watts was like, he could never get made, I guess, but he was like respected like a captain, right? He had
Yeah, I
that type
mean,
of status,
listen,
right?
yeah, I mean, I was respected by a lot of guys, but at the time,
But you could have reached
JoJo,
that level, right?
JoJo, well, what level? Like I was at. What do you mean?
Like
Like
he
how do you?
like he was he wasn't a
Uh,
captain, but he was respected like a captain, wasn't he?
yeah, he was respected by the guys that he knew, and he was able to sit down with people because he knew them, and he had a good reputation. And I already sat down with a couple of guys on my own,
Yeah.
and I didn't have to make an appointment to see any of the um, like Bobby Vinay's. I fucking part of my life I grew up with him. JoJo, I grew up with him. Ronnie one, all of the skinny down, all of these guys. I could just go to their fucking house and ring the doorbell to talk to them.
Yeah.
Like I guess the difference between me and Joe Watts is he was a lot richer and he was part of a few hits where I wasn't.
Yeah.
But as far as like you know the access that Joe Watts had, I had the same access.
And when you guys have when you guys know these type of guys, like do you have are you considered untouchable or you could be touched? Like they say some guys might be mad at you from back in the day and now they're gaining power. But you know all these guys and you're with JoJo, so that means you're untouchable, right?
No, they still need to get permission to kill me.
Yeah.
If a guy becomes a wise guy, even more so. If a guy becomes a wise guy, he can't just fucking kill me because of a beef from a long time ago.
Yeah.
That he would have to face consequences. You can't just fucking kill a guy that's on record with a boss.
Yeah. That's
But
cool. Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's Joe Watts was a big earner. Um, that's probably what also got him to to be close with Paul Castellano and stuff like that, because he goes back to to that era.
Yeah.
Like his relationship with John didn't get really as tight as it was until John took over.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he was part of John's crew.
No, no, Joe Watts was he was like part of that Brooklyn Staten Island crew. He was yeah, no, he wasn't with John.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, he was like I'm not sure who he was with exactly, but he was more like friendlier with, like, I guess, the Danny Marinos, Jimmy Brown, Fiella,
Oh, that faction. Okay.
yeah, Paul Castellano. You
Did
know,
he turn on like when Senior went away? Did he turn on Junior like Fiala did and the other one?
when who went away? When John went away?
Yeah, when the father went away, and you know how Junior was on the street, and then Fiala was like plotting against him and shit. Danny Brown, whatever.
Well, I mean, according to Mikey Scott, he says that they were getting ready to whack Joe Watts.
Oh,
Um, but yeah, Joe Watts was a Brooklyn guy.
yeah,
You know, slash Staten Island. He wasn't the Queens guy. But yeah, I'm not a let me see something here. I just got a text
yeah.
message.
What up, Nightmare? What up, Armand? Vegas Pete. Thank you so much, Bella. Always.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Joe Watts, was able to report to Paul Castellano direct, but I don't quote
Yeah,
me on that. Uh as far as like who gave Joe Watts his in, I'm not really sure. But I mean, I'm sitting at the table. You know, if you're a younger person like we are compared to Joe Watts and them, right?
yeah.
And you walk into a restaurant, you see me eating dinner with JoJo Carrazzo, Bobby Vinace, and Dominic Cephalou. What goes through your mind?
Who the fuck is he? He must be somebody. You know, how do I not know this guy? Who the fuck is this guy? You know,
Right, and Joe Watts. Obviously, he got a lot of the reason why he did get the respect that he got was because he was a huge earner.
yeah.
He made a lot of money, and
Where do you get this money from? Construction?
no, I think he was. He had a big loan sharking business. I think he made money through the traditional
Rackets?
yeah, traditional rackets, but probably started at a young age, and things went well for him. Um, I'm not really too familiar with his background. I just knew that he was close to bosses and highly respected. And depending on, and I guess the people that I was friends with would, I guess they would look at me the same way, right? I'm close to the bosses,
Yeah.
and I was a respected guy. I was not rich like Joe Watts, but
They called him the
still,
German too, but he was Irish supposedly or something. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know, but the guy, he grew up since he was a kid. But my relationship with the life ended when I was 40 years old. So you know, who knows what would have turned, you know, how things would be today. Probably would be in jail, but um, like when a lot of these guys, they Jimmy Burke, he grew up and he was under. you know, Barrio's umbrella,
Yeah.
and was well respected because he treated everyone with respect as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they called him Jimmy the Gent because he was always a gentleman towards everyone.
Yeah.
Um, all depends. A lot of factors play into it, and it's all, and obviously, it's all according to who you know. I mean, if Joe Watts didn't know the people that he knew, maybe he wouldn't have got the same accolades as he, did get.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I remember Anthony Ruggiano telling a story about Tony Lee being upset that Joe Watts was allowed to sit down with them and be a part of the conversation. He wasn't a made guy.
Yeah.
And that was because of John's relationship with Joe Watts. John was the boss at the time.
Yeah.
But now, let's say John's not the boss, then Tony Lee might tell the guy, "Hey,
Take a
give
walk.
give us some privacy while we talk." You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's all according to who you know and what kind of respect you earn with people on your own, not just because of the people you're around.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's right, Armand. Yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah.
Well, what do you say?
He
40.
says, yeah, that's half your life in the life and way longer than a lot of these guys claiming to be ex gangsters.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I mean, listen. I already was starting to sit down with guys on my own. I sat down for my friend that I met in while I was away. He was from Staten Island. He got into a beef with his uncle. His uncle was with Davy Boy. I was introduced to Davy Boy by Louis Mastrangelo, Alphonse Trucchio, Tony Muscatello, Mike Rockefeller. They were all there to introduce me to Davy Boy. And then, obviously, uh, the beef was a little ongoing thing. And then after that first introduction, I met with him by myself.
Yeah.
So I sat down a few times on my own. I knew all of the high ranking guys and grew up with most of them in the Gambino family. So the only difference between me and Joe Watts was he was rich, I wasn't. And he had a bunch of bodies under his belt, I didn't.
Yeah.
But
uh, I'm reading right here. It looks like after Tommy Bilotti got whacked, they gave Watts his black book for loan sharking, which made him a millionaire.
yeah, there you go. I mean, I don't really know his history on how he made money. I just know that, he was known for having a lot of money.
Yeah. Oh, looks like
They
he's a yeah.
what?
No, no, it looks like he's a free man now. He just got released a couple of years ago.
Yeah, and you know what? Probably a lot of guys didn't like him just for the simple fact that he did have a lot of money and he did have the boss's ear.
Yeah. There's
That's
always a
where that
jealous asshole out there.
that's the way that life is.
Yeah. How come he gets to sit with the boss?
Oh yeah, yeah. They fucking get jealous. Them fucking guys. You know.
Shit
Or,
never
or
stops. It's
you know,
like,
I was passing messages to wise guys for Joe. I was also People were also getting in contact with me to set up appointments with Joe.
yeah,
And some people some people fucking just
They
they
hate.
think who the fuck they are because they're a button guy.
Yeah, they deserve the spot. They feel. Yeah.
No, not that they deserve the spot. They just feel like they shouldn't have to talk to me because I'm not a wise guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some guys will get technical on you. A soldier can't talk to a captain unless he brings his captain. If you want to get technical and you're a captain and the soldier there's a situation where a soldier wants to speak to you, you can tell that soldier to go to bring his captain with him.
Yeah.
You don't have to sit down with him. That was when things were still for real.
Hmm.
Like now, fucking, you got fucking captains out there, fucking like Alphonse Trujillo had a bunch of young kids hanging out around his club.
Kids like in their 20s and 30s.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there was also men that came around, but what I'm saying is like back in the day, kids that young, they wouldn't fucking have access to fucking captains
Yeah.
unless there was some type of personal relationship.
Have
But
you ever have you ever heard a captain say like, "I don't want you guys talking to any other captains without me there, without me present"?
no, no.
Uh,
I mean, listen, you got to understand a lot of these guys, they all, even though they're in different families and whatnot, a lot of them do actually meet each other before they become wise guys. Um, so you you may have a personal relationship with a guy that became a captain, and you didn't even get straightened out yet. But out of that friendship, you'll most likely be able to talk to him anytime you want. But yeah, but the captain's not going to talk to somebody he doesn't know.
yeah.
And even if he does know the guy, he might pull rank on him.
Mm. Yeah. I don't have to talk to you, kid. Go bring your captain. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Bring
the
your
way
capo regime.
some of these guys flex.
He wouldn't say capo though, right? He'd say bring your guy or something.
Bring your skipper.
Bring your skipper. What up, Ducks? What up, Steve? A main
Yeah.
guy Shylock book shouldn't be going to a non-member like Watts. That's a good point. That's how much respect he had, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's all according to the guy who makes that decision. What type of relationship he had with Joe Watts?
Yeah.
You know.
Damn. That's a good point, Ducks.
Oh, I didn't see the comment. It says the main guy Shylock book shouldn't be going to a non-member like with Joe Watts. Well, I, I, obviously it happened. I guess it's all according to whoever's in charge, what type of relationship they got with certain guys, and I guess obviously Joe Watts had a good relationship, and they gave it to him to handle because they guess they felt they can trust him, and plus probably a lot of the money was spread out in Brooklyn, and he knew all the major players in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to get technical, but then again, that you would have to go up against the boss, and
Nobody challenges the boss.
yeah, you'd have to challenge the boss's decision. But yeah, I can see that being like a rule. But you know how they are; they break all the rules.
Yeah. That's what fucked everything up. They had a good run. They didn't follow the fucking rules. They say drugs fucked up everything, but Rico
Nah,
too. But
nah, Rico, that's it.
yeah,
Yeah, because all of these guys were fucking heroin dealers back in the day.
yeah,
You know, so they
big time.
all, yeah, they all rose up the ranks. It didn't fuck their careers up, and then as soon as Rico went into effect, that was it. The commission trial, and it was all over.
Yeah, that
You
fucking
know,
huh?
and then because of the added pressure with the Rico law, you know, it also caused more people to cooperate. Um,
Yeah.
you know, because with that Rico law, you can get hit with a conspiracy to murder just just because you had a conversation about the murder with someone
Yeah.
that committed the murder or whatever. You knew about it.
Just for saying hello to the guy. You're in a fucking Rico with him. Conspiracy.
Yeah, I mean, with
Because you're part of the organization.
yeah, with those conspiracy charges, they can basically say anything the fuck they want.
What up, Carmine? Yeah, that gave them, they don't need hard evidence to get you, you know?
No,
They can
yeah,
take you down on for hearsay or bullshit or circumstantial shit.
yeah. I believe like in the state, you need to get that corroborated. You need at
Yeah.
least two people. Or yeah, you got to get like the hearsay. You can't go by just hearsay in the state. But with the feds, hearsay is okay.
Yeah. That's why it's easier to beat a state case. And the feds have such a high rate of conviction.
Yeah, because their burden of proof is so low.
Yeah. Motherfuckers. Yes, they are, BFM. They're using Rico against normal people now. Now they're going after rappers with that shit. A lot of rappers.
Howie, did you see my what? Jersey girl? I said hello. What is she asking me if I saw what?
I don't know. Did you see my comment? I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, I said hello. I don't know. You guess you didn't hear me.
Yeah, everybody make
Nightmare.
sure to say hello.
What do you think the American mob lost so much power, and do you think they'll ever get it back? Mob just a former shadow. Well, then they're not committing murders. So what kind of fucking you know the mob needs people to be afraid in order for them to extort you and make you pay loan shark money or make you pay the bookie. If there's no fear of death, you know,
What about the fear of getting their legs broken or their fucking face busted
yeah,
up?
yeah, yeah, they can still get that. But
Put blood in their mouth, yeah?
yeah, but that's it's a far cry from All right, so you might fear getting your head split open, but it's not death. Death is a whole different thing.
Yeah.
If you may, Frank Cali. No, I never met Frank Cali. I did go to his cafe one time with Tabita, but he wasn't there. The guy Tall Pete Inzerillo was there. I
That
met
was his
him.
guy.
Huh?
That was one of his friends.
That was one of Cali's guys. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so weird what happened to him too, man. That's crazy. And they
Yeah.
say he was a boss too. To get killed like that. That's just weird, man.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy people in this world.
That's one thing I would have never saw coming. Some fucking nut job just. Well, I guess they tried to kill John, didn't they? Some nut job on 101st Avenue. Then he tried to shoot in front of the club or something. And John ducked,
Yeah,
and they
something like that. Yeah.
and then they got
Well,
the
look.
guy.
I mean, they tried to kill fucking Trump. The guy
Yeah,
was a fucking some fucking regular guy with that was nuts.
yeah,
The guy who was wind up missing and killing the fireman. I think he was.
Yep, it was a fireman. Yeah, yeah. He was I think he was shielding his kids.
Yeah, you're right, Ducks. I mean, I remember at one time, when people were saying, "Oh, they got a 97," it always changes, 97,
It
98,
went from
99.
now it's 98, I think.
Conviction rate,
Yeah,
that was just because of the pleas, just like Duck said, because of the pleas. Because at the time, their trial rate wasn't as high. I think it was like, I'm going back to like, the early 90s, late 80s. Their conviction rate on trials uh, were like 65%. That was what was quoted me to me back then. Obviously, I don't know for sure, but their total conviction rate was in the 90s because of all the pleas,
yeah.
and it's because their burden of truth is so much more lenient. You
The
get one guy saying that you did this, they're gonna go by that one guy's word.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's very hard to win a federal trial. I mean, and look what they did to John Jr. They fucking tried him what 4 or 5 times
Yeah, which is a
before they
disgrace.
before they finally gave up.
You get. I think they should get two chances. You get a mistrial, then you get an appeal, whatever, a retrial. After that, if he beats that, you gotta leave him alone. Like what they're doing with this Karen Reed chick. She's on retrial now. She already got a mistrial the first time. After this time, they better leave her the fuck alone. That's it. If she gets away with it.
Yeah, and like what Mustache P is saying, the Italian culture has become further and further. Yeah, I agree with that. Um,
So
I
is it
mean,
dead then? Is it dead? Like some people say out there?
well, it's what Pete is saying is like, um, the further you get away from, like your grandparents or your parents coming from Italy, the more Americanized you're going to become.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, they, a lot of them try to follow the traditions, but it's just not the same than, having your grandmother, visiting your grandmother, and she comes from the other side and she
yeah,
cooks like she's from the other side, and there's nothing Americanized about her.
yeah,
I mean, I used to go over my friends' houses, and everything was have something to eat. Come here, have something to eat. You hungry? I got some leftover meatballs or whatever. Like that's the way it was. Beautiful culture.
yeah,
From the other side. I mean, the guys that I grew up around, they used to make fun of the Sicilians.
yeah.
Like
For
they,
being like
they,
Hicks.
yeah, like they were fucking hicks, yeah, because they were Americanized, and
Yeah.
the other guys were just coming over. There used to be this guy. Uh, they used to call him Vinny Stumblebum.
Stumble bone or bump?
Stumble Bum, because he used to
Oh,
drink a
bump.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Stumble.
my friend, my friend used to mess with him. He was JoJo's godson. He was, he had the broken English and whatnot, and he used to say, "Hey," so my friend used to fuck around, call him Vinny Stumblebum. And then my friend used to hold his nose like, shoo, I smell ocean.
Uh,
I smell the ocean on you, like, you came from the boat.
yeah.
And Vinny used to say, I no come a by boat. I come a 747.
First class. Um, yeah, the feds have unlimited time and money too. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what Armand's saying. I guess that's just all according to like, eventually, like it's just going to continue to become more Americanized. You know,
Did a lot of guys you knew speak Italian, even though they were Americanized? Did they understand it at least?
the guys that I grew up around, I never really heard them speaking Italian. When I started hanging out by Bobby Venese's cafe, that's when everyone spoke Italian.
Yeah,
Uh, well, Sicilian. But as far as like JoJo, John Gotti, all of those guys, Fat Andy and fuck, maybe they knew how to speak Italian. I don't know, but they didn't speak it. You know, back then, when you come from another country, you felt like you needed to fucking learn English and not sound like you came from that country. Like it was a thing. Like people were embarrassed of having an accent. They wanted to sound American, so they did their best to sound American. And
yeah,
and that and that happened pretty much with a lot of races, not including the Italian people. A lot of them didn't want to have speak with broken English. Made them feel like less than. You know,
yeah.
they didn't want to be considered an immigrant, and that's just the way it was. And then now it's different.
Now you can't even find a fucking Italian neighborhood anymore. Everybody assimilated, and is gone.
Yeah, but it seems like in today's day and age, more people want to be a little bit like they're not afraid. I don't know how to explain
They
it.
just they're ashamed of America. They care more about their own culture from
Yeah, yeah,
their
yeah.
ethnicity than they care about being American now. I
Right.
know what you're getting at. Yeah,
Back in the day, it was all about becoming American.
yeah, yeah. Back when America kicked ass and the whole world looked at America as the big shining light on the hill. Everybody wanted to be a part of it. Now they piss and shit all over us. Well, not anymore since we got Trump, but we're
No,
bringing
I
that back.
mean, listen, I feel like immigrants got it good in today's day and age, and all
Yeah,
the ethnic backgrounds they have it good. There's no, you don't feel that prejudice anymore. Like when I was a kid, or before that, before my generation, you felt that prejudice.
yeah.
Yeah, even if you were Italian, you felt the prejudice from the white people. You
Different
know,
era,
they,
man. Yeah,
yeah, they fucking call greaseball, dago wops, and like, you know.
greaseball cocksucker. Yeah,
But now, now it's different.
yeah.
But
I mean, society changes. It just takes a while. But
yeah, if you didn't, like, if you grew up, I feel like everyone should experience. Well, if you're Italian, every Italian should experience growing up in a social club or a cafe. Like you get to experience a lot of your culture in those places.
yeah,
Some of the social clubs you'll experience the Italian American culture. And then in a lot of the cafes you'll experience, the more connected to the Sicilian and the immigrant side of the culture.
yeah. Certain pizzerias too. I think
What do you mean?
I used to work at pizzerias when I was young. And
Yeah,
the owners, the workers, some of
yeah,
the
I guess.
customers. If
Yeah,
you're
I
around
get
that
you.
every day,
Yeah, but then everything changed to like, or all the people cooking in the back were Mexican.
that's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah.
I remember back in the day, Aldo's Pizzeria across the street from the social club. We there there was nothing but Italians working in the back and relatives,
Wow.
and yeah,
You can't
I
find
used to,
that no more anywhere.
yeah, and I used to go there, back, go walk in the back. They'd say like, yeah, we just fried chicken cutlets today, and I'd go in the back and eat some fresh chicken cutlets, and we'd bullshit back there,
Yeah.
like Aldo's Pizzeria, we did whatever we want, and not because we forced them to. Just that's just the way it was.
Yeah. It was a hangout spot.
Yeah, walk behind the counter, grab a slice, throw it in the oven.
I miss those days, man. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do that shit ourselves, just not to bother them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This guy, Joey Balls, I know, he used to do the same thing. Just walk in there, fucking put a few slices in, whatever he wanted.
Yep, yep. That's
That's how it was.
yeah. Them fuck when the chicken cutlets came out fresh, they were the best.
Hmm.
Everything was best fresh. Just walk in the back. What do you got fresh today, Joe?
Yeah,
Oh, we just made this. We just made that. And then you sometimes they make it for you right there
yeah.
in the back. Yeah, I miss those days. Like I caught the part like when you had Rob Jean on earlier.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah,
Yeah, and it made me just like kind of like miss the days of like with the Memorial Day weekends and the barbecues and the kids splashing in the pools and the guys fucking having drinks and busting balls and yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, they were really living it up today, so that was cool. I haven't done that in a long time. Yeah,
Yeah, Pete's right. Yeah, the more time goes by, the more things change.
it is sad. It is.
Now you got 100% Italian kids growing up to American parents and calling mozzarella,
Yeah, they don't care.
or calamari instead of calamar.
Calamari. I say calamari, but
Calamar,
calamari. I just
calamar.
had some calamari the other night. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that
then
was good. When the
yeah.
when the when the calamar was fresh, you
Hmm.
just take a little bowl, put a little sauce in it, and another bowl, put some fresh calamari in there, and
Yeah,
just sit there bullshit with the cooks, and eating it. Yeah, we used to go in the back and use their telephone to beat people to that number, and they'd send somebody over. Somebody's on the phone, and we'd run across the street to answer the phone.
those were better times before the fucking cell phone shit.
Yeah, those were the good old days, but man.
And now they tear down the buildings too in my neighborhood. So now the neighborhood's changing, man. They're building up these new buildings and shit all over. So even the neighborhood's changing. The face of it. It's just time just changes everything, man.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think? What do you guys think is the cutoff for for the generations? Like, which generation do you think is the last generations of the old school Italian people?
Um, like the generation that was born like the '60s and '70s, that's done. So I'd
Right.
say like the people that were born like the '30s, the '40s, maybe the '50s.
So you're saying like it kind of like and the old school, the old traditions kind of like ended. Uh, you know, the generations that were born in the '60s and the '70s, it ended with them.
Like they still have some of it. Like it's still. I even me, I still have old school ways from my grandparents, but
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. I guess it
well,
like kind of like ends like when your grandparents pass,
yeah,
and if your parents were born in the United States,
exactly, yeah,
and then then you have kids, and
and they
now their
really don't give a fuck.
now their grandparents are American, so
Yeah,
it's just
that's it. And they don't speak Italian is the main point. If you don't speak Italian, if they're doing ceremonies making guys and there's no Italian in there at all, when they hold hands and shit, then no, it's not official to me. That's something
yeah,
different.
yeah. They would use like specific words, but there was nothing close to speaking Italian.
They're not saying amico nostra and all that shit,
Yeah,
holding
yeah,
hands.
yeah, yeah. Right, right.
1970s generation is the last. I guess so. Yeah, because they came directly from
Yeah,
the
that's what I figured.
yeah,
1970s. Yeah,
and they got to grow up in a real America where they got to see all that shit go down. The last of it.
yeah. But props to some of these restaurant owners. They keep it feeling traditional. What restaurant did you go to in Howard Beach?
Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag because Fat Bold Italian said it earlier. We went to Mateo's in
Okay,
Howard
that's where I
Beach.
figured. That's where I figured you went.
Yeah, we had some calamari, some meatballs. What else did we have? Some shrimp. We had Caesar salad. What else?
Yeah, we
Good
had
food.
Christmas party there before I started cooperating.
Yeah, it's a nice one of those nice old school joints. We sat at the bar, had a few drinks. What up, Frankie?
What's up, Frank?
But I thought Angel was gonna send some of her minions to come whack me.
There ain't nobody fucking over
They
there.
kick in the door. Here comes Gene Gotti. What'd you say to my sister, motherfucker? Like, oh shit. You know.
They ain't fucking. They don't fucking hold any weight over there.
Oh, it's Howard Beach, man. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe if they still have grandchildren living there or something. But other than that,
Yeah.
you know,
What did you say to my third cousin?
you know, Gambino guys, the the maid guys and whatnot. They don't acknowledge that family anymore.
Wow.
And then certainly like I'm sure like fucking Ronnie G. Alonso's kids, don't fucking acknowledge them. You know, they're
Aren't
not
aren't
gonna.
yeah.
Go ahead. What you say?
Aren't some of the Gottis made in the Gambinos currently? Like some of the older dudes, like Richard.
Well, I believe Richie Gotti Jr. is he's made. Uh, maybe Gene Gotti brought some respect back to the name if he's still living in Howard Beach.
I think he's in Valley Stream.
Yeah. Yeah. I just as far as like the don't get me wrong, everyone's will still have respect for the father, but
Yeah.
not only was the son a huge bully and terrorize the neighborhood, then he was also the fucking cause of the fucking of ruining the name.
Yeah. You know where Mateo's is at on the corner there by the belt?
Uh,
I
yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Is that where they chased the kid onto the highway, onto the belt, and he got hit by the car? They chased him from the pizzeria.
Oh, from Newport.
Yeah, is that where he ran to?
Yeah, I don't know exactly which part, but yeah, he ran to the Belt Parkway.
Yeah. So he must have ran down Cross Bay
Yeah, I
Boulevard.
don't know if it was if it was the exit or the
Yeah.
on ramp.
Yeah. No, the
Because
food was good, Armand. Yeah.
hey, the food's always been good at Mateo's.
The waiter was a nice guy. I think his name was Frank. Nice guy. I'm not sure.
Next time, you guys, you can go to Don Pep's. Go see, visit John DeLuca.
Yeah, I had an invite twice a couple of years ago, but I never went. I should have went.
Well, he's probably there all the time.
Yeah,
You
but
know, like if you went there just like on the blind, he might even be there.
I haven't seen the guy in years in the chat, so I don't know.
Yeah, Angel chased him away.
Oh,
She
is that what
said,
happened?
yeah, she said she was gonna rat on him to his family.
Oh wow, that's
She
fucked up.
she threatened him because he said hello to me.
You want me to tell your family who you said hello to?
Yeah, she said it just
Wow,
like that. I'm gonna tell your family that you're talking to rats.
what a rat, huh?
Yeah,
What up, Frankie? Angel is the new Barbie Bacala. Barbie Bacala. Thank you, Jay Dams. Who got it?
but yeah, you hear the way these girls are ratting on each other.
Yeah, yeah. It all
Well,
comes
you
out.
you told me you hated him. No, I didn't.
I never said that.
When? When did I say that? What month? What
Yeah,
day? What hour?
show me proof. I
Yeah.
never said that. Yeah, right. Other shit too.
All the lying and the scheming going on behind the scenes. Jesus.
It's a real mess over there.
They were basically doing everything that they were accusing everyone else of doing.
That's why they accuse people of doing this shit because they're doing it. They were
Yeah,
the ones eating the pie.
they were projecting.
Hmm. It's all projection with these people. That's what it is.
Well, we all knew one day we were going to see the chickens come home to roost.
Yeah, it took a while. It
Took a
took a while,
while, yeah.
but yeah, and it's still gonna happen to him with these new people by August,
I,
July. Yeah,
I can't believe what a fucking dirtbag that. How the fuck do you do a show to tell everyone that you dated somebody?
yeah.
What a dirtbag. And then making fucking comments the way he did. You know, somebody literally writing his poll or something.
Well, he pulled the ultimate troll move on her. He was a
Yeah.
troll that she met on the internet. He had a history of fucking with people, celebrities and famous people. Now he got John Gotti's daughter. And it's all a sick fucking game to these trolls, these weirdos. They're depraved people themselves. So whatever they hate about themselves, they project and they attack anybody who they see like a part of them and them, whatever the fuck. I can't explain it, but it's sick, weird, demented, twisted shit. And she is dumb enough to get involved with this guy. It's none of my business, but Jesus Christ, it's John Gotti's daughter. Like, what the fuck's going on here? You know, why
Yeah,
would you get involved with this guy? And then he comes to the house, and you
I
get
like
involved
I,
with this guy.
I
Yeah.
like the way I like the Sicilian way I'm on with the raisins and the peas and the eggs.
Oh, I didn't like the
Yeah,
raisins and the meatballs or the
the
fucking rice
the
balls.
the food that I used to eat over there by Bobby's Cafe, even by JoJo's Club, but it wasn't. It was more, Nabli in JoJo's Club.
Napolitana.
But
Yeah.
in Bobby's Cafe, I used to get to eat all of that Sicilian food. Yeah, I had the best of both worlds. You bet your ass. Yep. I got to experience more Italian culture than half of the Italians in the chat. Not in the chat, I mean on YouTube.
Well, sounds like you're eating better than me. I mean, we had chicken cutlet, meatball, Big
Well,
Z.
it's a whole lifestyle, like you
Yeah,
grow up in them social clubs or those cafes. It's like, like you're growing up in that life. You know what I mean? That's
yeah. That's the day to day shit.
yeah,
That's the
you know,
culture. Yeah.
yeah. Playing cards with the fellas. I was starting to learn how to speak Sicilian, but Not anymore, but back then I was.
Yeah.
Mostly like words that had to do with the card games, you know.
Did you forget the words?
No, I used to say "Duma la Zolde" when that used to mean like "give me the iron," meant like "give me the money."
Uh huh.
Yeah, I used to fuck around and say some things that they taught me.
Frank likes German American food. He likes the Stumstamstisch.
Yeah, German American food's good too. We
He
had the
likes
German restaurant
goulash.
right across the street from us. That restaurant was. We used to go there a lot. Beef goulash, all that German stuff is good. I remember when they used to have the German delis, you know, like the German potato salad, and it's a little bit more vinegary than the regular potato salad.
Yeah. It's hard to find a good potato salad. Um, you know that McDonald's over there by Stumstamst, whatever the
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
I think a month or two ago, somebody got shot over there. Some kids were shooting each other over there.
Oh yeah.
So, or they
I
got like
lived
a rule now.
I lived right down the block from there for a while, right around the corner.
Yeah,
In the street in between the diner and the McDonald's.
yeah.
Yeah.
What was your favorite neighborhood to live in back then
Um.
in that
Well,
area?
I mean, once I started driving, I was able to live anywhere. You know, go anywhere I wanted. But my favorite, the best time that I had when I was a kid, was when I was hanging out in 60 Park and then 101st Avenue by 64 Park in Old Town Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we graduated to Mary's Pizzeria, and then to Aldo's Pizzeria and the club, and yeah.
So Ozone Park was fun growing up.
Hey, yeah, Mustache Pete and everyone else in there. Did your grandparents make like sauce with like eggs in it?
What up, Mr.
They,
President?
I believe they used to just crack open the egg and it's let it cook in the sauce.
Where do you
Yeah,
say that?
Frank definitely knows about that because they were doing it in his neighborhood.
Yeah, I never seen that before.
No, yeah, that's the same. And then you have your different, you know, you know, Sicilians that come from different towns. Their food might vary a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
My favorite dish when I was really hungry, this guy Jack Valente used to make the the cheese tortellinis and the meat sauce with peas. Oh,
That sounds good.
yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Tortellini boy. Fiordellini boy.
Yeah, I think well that whole time that I was hanging out over there by the cafe, I gained like fucking 25 pounds.
Yeah, that's one thing about Italian food, man. If you eat too much of it, you'll bulk up there.
I mean, this was every fucking night. I mean, in the daytime, we always went somewhere to get something to eat, right?
Yeah.
Whatever, wherever it may have been, some dish or whatever. Then in the evening, you know, like around like 8 at night, you know, we get guys like Nick to cook a meal, and then we'd eat, and then like fucking sometime like in the night, we would you know, like either cook something because people start getting hungry late at night, or you know, order some pizzas or something like that. So there was just food all fucking day long.
Shit.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was. Yeah, those were the good old days.
I can't eat that much in one day, man.
Well, you know, after a while, you start to get
Yeah.
used to it, and you start to get hungry for it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah, I can't eat like that now. No way.
Yeah, as I got older, maybe if I was younger, yeah. Now I feel full all day and shit. Armand boy, all peasant food? How dare you? Who you
Yeah,
calling a
pasta
peasant?
vazul. Pasta vazul is great. Pasta and peas.
Oh, he comes from farmers in Italy. Nice.
And you know, like the pasta vazul is just made with like all the leftover pasta and yeah, it wind up becoming a delicacy. Yeah,
Yeah.
rice balls I love.
I like the pasta al dente.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. What's
Well,
up, Mo?
I mean, all pasta should be al dente.
Yeah, some people don't do it that way though.
Well, sometimes like if you let it sit for too long, it'll get softer.
Yeah. No, you gotta be real specific with the time there. Now she wants calamar in red sauce. She don't want to cook it though. She don't like octopus. I just don't think
Yeah.
about it. I see it, but
Listen,
I don't think about it.
we used to like be just hanging out in front of wherever, and it'd
Yeah,
be like fucking 9, 10 o'clock at night, and we'd be feel a little hungry. We'd take a ride to fucking Little Italy to Vincent's and get some fried galamad because they had the best sauce for the galamad.
yeah,
Yeah, we used to go there and order some chicken palms, uh, plates, and the fried galamad with the sauce and pig out in the fucking middle of the night. And they used to stay open late back then. Vincent's.
are they still around?
I don't know.
Because now Little Italy's like one
It's
block.
on I believe it's on Martin Hester. And down the block was Umberto's.
Umberto.
We liked Vincent's better than Umberto's.
Yeah,
Octopus is good. I like the way the Spanish people make octopus.
paella.
Well, I
I
don't know
like
what they.
paella.
Yeah, they make the octopus, the nice little fat chunks of the octopus with like I think olives and it was just good.
Yeah. Snails. I never had snails before. What was that escargot?
No, I don't like snails.
You tried it?
Yeah, I've tried it. I just don't like the fucking, you know, I don't know. Just knowing that it's a snail.
Yeah. Or what about frog legs?
Yeah, right.
Motherfuckers eating frog legs out there.
I don't like alligator either.
You tried that? What is that? They say it's like a chicken mixed in with a fish.
I don't know. I just tried it once. I didn't like it. I don't like bison meat either.
I never tried that. I'll never try that. I don't want to know. I don't want no
Yeah,
venison.
in the diners they used to offer bison meat hamburgers.
Yeah, they got the bear burger. I think it's still around.
Yeah,
That's
I don't know. It just
yeah.
had like a gamey taste and smell to it.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't
Like
eat that shit.
I love lamb chops, but I can't eat a regular lamb.
How do you eat the lamb chops?
They look like fucking pork chops when the way they cook them
Yeah,
in the restaurants.
yeah.
The little bone, just break them apart, or if you have a big lamb chop, it just you don't taste that gamey fucking the way you do when you cook a whole fucking lamb in the oven.
You had deer before, like a venison?
Yeah, I don't like deer either.
Is it the same type of weird, gamey type of?
Yeah, yeah, tough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck that, man. I'm good.
You know what I
I don't,
do like?
wow.
Mako shark.
Yeah, I've tried shark before. I just thought about that too. I've tried shark before.
Friends of mine, they went shark fishing and they fucking caught a Mako shark, and they at the time they had a Lincoln Town car with a rag top, and they fucking threw the shark on top of the car. It was bleeding all over the place,
Jesus.
and they brought it back, and they had Aldo from Aldo's Pizzeria open up the pizzeria so they can put it in the freezer. And
Yeah.
then the next day, this guy Frankie Pigeon cut it up and he made it in the sauce. Man, it was great.
Yeah. That sounds good. I just drenched it in hot sauce. But
Yeah, I like in in London Lenny's on Woodhaven Boulevard. They have a Mako shark dish. It's I think it's like a peppercorn Mako shark. It's called.
peppercorn. Yeah.
Yeah, that was always my favorite over there.
Crooks sell Mako off for swordfish. It kind of looks like a swordfish.
Oh, Crook sell Mako as swordfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mako is like white meat when it's cooked.
Yeah. I don't know what type of shark I have, but I tried it once. Pasta and keshi? What? CECI? Keshi?
I don't see that yet.
Pasta and keshi. It's on the screen. Pasta and keshi. CECI.
I don't know what Kessie is.
Yeah. What up, common sense? Oh, Armand likes to eat rabbit. You eating
Hey,
innocent little
yeah.
creatures?
Rabbit's probably not as tough as a fucking deer.
Yeah.
What's up, Common?
This guy's eating rabbits and shit.
I've never tried rabbit.
Couldn't eat a turkey burger, Armand? Had to eat the innocent little creature? I'm just fucking with you. Oh, look, this guy said rabbit's good. All right. Well, they do sell that in fancy restaurants, right? You can order rabbit and shit.
Yeah, the I see the numbers went down. We started talking about food.
What do you mean they went up?
Oh, they did?
Yeah, but
Okay.
that's 69. Now 68 because somebody just wanted to spite us. No, these are better numbers than I was doing before.
What is how do you pronounce that? Maureen, pasta and cheech. That's what it's called.
Pasta and cheech. Ah, this is not my chichi, Frankie. It's not my chichi.
Cheech is what? Like a nickname for something?
I don't know. It was in that Gotti movie with when Tom
Oh, it's just
Sizemore played Gotti.
yeah. It's not pronounced cheech. It's I know what you're talking about.
Oh, he's Cheech. Frank's Cheech.
What's up, Danny Green?
Oh, it's chickpeas. Chickpeas. All right.
Yeah, yeah. We just called it pasta and peas.
Oh, so these guys do understand Italian out there. Even gay uncles fucking speaking Italian. Akua pazza. Yeah, what the fuck? If it's an old deer, it's going to be tough meat. I'll never know. I'm not eating that shit. Unless I'm in the woods, it's the apocalypse and you gotta survive.
Yeah, probably different parts of the deer is softer than the other parts, and obviously, yeah, an old, the younger the deer is, the softer the meat's going to be. Yeah, that's what the veal is. Veal is you know, is the
What is
young
veal? Yeah, what is veal? That's young, what?
lamb, right?
Yeah, it's a young lamb? Because I like veal. My grandmother used to like veal. I used to eat that shit.
No, I got like a
Veal
brain
cutlet.
fucking uh,
Brain fart?
yeah, like veal. Veal is what meat? I thought it was lamb.
It's a cow?
Cow? Oh, okay, there you go.
Is
Yeah,
it?
you're right.
It's cut real thin?
It's for but it's not. But it's from a like a
A young cow.
calf.
Yeah, from a
Yeah,
calf.
young cow. Yeah, young cow.
So that's why the
Why did
meat
I
is
think it
different.
was fucking lamb? I don't know.
I never understood what veal was.
Yeah, you know what? I never really paid attention. I just knew veal was, the young something. That's why it was more expensive. So it is beef. Yeah, I used to get veal masala. I liked
Uh huh.
veal, just regular old veal cutlets, like on Italian bread.
Yeah.
Is good enough for me.
What about eggplant parmesan? Nobody eats that anymore. That's old school, right?
I never was. I mean, I never was big on eggplant. I mean, I could eat it, but it wasn't like to die for me.
Yeah. And my grandmother used to love that shit. It's all right. I tried it. I
Yeah, it's
wouldn't
all
order it
right. Yeah,
myself. I guess that's an old school type of thing.
yeah. It depends on how you cook it.
Yeah.
Like the flavor of the sauce and the breadcrumbs and
Yeah. Breadcrumbs are important. I
yeah.
hate when some restaurants give you that bland ass breadcrumb with the chicken cutlet. Like, yo, what the fuck, man? I don't know. They get away with that shit.
Some restaurants will pass off pork as veal to save money. Yeah, speaking of pork, I like pork a lot. I
Eat
might like
smart.
pork better than fucking beef.
What kind of pork though? Like how? Like Spanish kind or Italian kind?
Any kind.
Yeah.
Spanish kind,
Bacon.
Italian kind. Huh?
Bacon. You like bacon?
Bacon's all right. But like I like to the pork
Yeah.
cooked in the oven where the meat just falls off of it.
That's the flavor. Oh, common sense. Yo,
What happened?
Yo,
what up, Common?
Hey, what's
what
up,
up,
buddy?
man? What up, Hal?
What's up?
What's up? What up? What up?
Ryan late
Not
night
much,
boy.
man. Can you guys hear me through this?
Perfect.
How
Yeah. Hold on. I gotta plug in my seatbelt, otherwise this shit's gonna go off. What's
Oh,
good,
okay.
man?
how was
Yeah, we
how
good?
was the card game? A lot of action.
Yeah, cause of me.
Huh?
Not anymore. That shit's dead now. I cleaned a couple people out, real good. Got him.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
bitch.
Sometimes you get the
Yeah,
chicken. Sometimes you get the feathers. I
yeah,
guess we're eating
yeah.
good
No shit.
tonight.
Well, bro, it was fucking. Oh shit! I just dropped my fucking smoke. Um. God damn it. Anyways, what were you saying? My bad, bro. I dropped my fucking smoke somewhere. It's
No,
fucking
just
lost. I
saying.
gotta get another one.
No, it's
Is
good.
my audio good or no? Oh, okay,
It's all
cool.
right.
Yeah,
No, I
what
was
were you
just
saying
talking
now?
about the chicken and the feathers,
Yeah.
and that
Oh yeah, I
I
got the
guess
chicken. I got the
we're,
chicken.
eat, we're eating
I
good
almost
tonight.
got the feathers. I almost got the feathers.
Yeah, every time you play a hand,
That's right.
there's always a
We eating some
chance of
duck.
getting the feathers.
Every
Very
duck
true.
has its day.
Well, check this out. So
Yeah.
I fu- I ran my stack up to like 3,400, right? Then I got fucking 3 coolers in a row, bro. I was down to $280, and then I ran that shit back up to 2,900, and then I left. I
Wow.
just started fucking ripping it in every fucking.
Man.
I just started ripping it in every hand. You gotta lay your
Nice.
nuts on the table, man. Just say fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was almost bad though. It was almost real bad, but it worked out good though.
Nice. Good for
But I'm
you,
sure
man.
my wife's not. I think my wife's not happy though. I was supposed to be home at 9. I think I'm a little late.
Oh well.
Oops.
Yeah.
Oops.
No, she'll be
I
happy.
gotta bring her. I gotta bring her some. I gotta
Yeah.
bring her some Krispy Kremes. I'll be good.
Hmm.
I was telling
What's good? What I miss?
no, I was just telling Smoke that the chickens have come home to roost.
Here we go.
Just talking about that
Oh yeah.
angel nonsense. Yeah,
What happened?
same, nothing new, just the same shit.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's a long time coming, I guess, right? Why?
Yeah.
Anything else happened or no?
Not that
Uh,
I know of. I don't know.
What happened
yeah.
now?
No, not that I know. I don't think so.
I lost my free membership, and I'm
Oh,
no
just the
longer
same
a
old shit
member
from
now.
before, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not welcome no more, man.
No, I'm not welcome
Now
no
you
more.
gotta pay for that shit.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, how much is it though?
Oh,
Only
I
like
don't
five or
know.
10 bucks, right?
Probably.
I ain't paying for it, but
Yeah. No,
Hopefully, I get
I'm
another
not.
one.
you get the tea anyways. You know what I
I
mean?
don't. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't
Yeah.
even got it set to uh, accept memberships. You know, like when they buy them.
Uh huh. Oh, you
Yeah.
don't have it
I don't.
set?
I can't.
Yeah,
I
I've
can't
never
even get a
gotten one.
free one.
Yeah, I've never
Is you,
gotten one on any channel. I don't think, honestly.
but you're set to get one though, to accept one.
No.
Oh, you're not. See. So
No.
yeah.
No, I'm not.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no,
Yeah. So
I'm
you'll
not.
never get
I'm
one.
not either. No.
Yeah.
I think you got to do it on a computer. Somebody was saying. I don't think you could do it on an iPhone.
Yeah, but even then, I wouldn't
I
fucking
got.
give them the
Yeah,
satisfaction of saying I got a free membership.
Yeah.
You're breaking up.
fuck.
You might have a point there, gay uncle.
What do you say?
If you buy an angel membership, you're
What
helping
up, gay?
defeat Nazis.
Yeah. What up, gay young?
Yeah,
He's a funny
a lot of
bastard, gay young.
a lot of people look at it as like, like, oh my God, how could she have let that guy come over the house and da da da. I mean, how hard could it have been? I mean, her whole family were criminals.
Yeah, but you think they would be more protective and secretive and wary of the public. She just meets this guy on the internet, and all of a sudden, and she knows
Yeah,
what
but
he does. He's a troll. She understands that.
yeah, well, evidently that wasn't the first time. I guess they got to know each other before they actually let him stay over.
Well, that would make more sense, right?
Well, yeah, according to Angela, she said that they were in a long relationship, thinking about moving in with each other in Rhode
Damn,
Island or Queens.
damn.
But
So it was
yeah,
serious.
that's old news.
Yeah. Forget the Nazi thing. Just look at him based on how could you let? Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I listen. According, I forgot exactly who told me, but supposedly she was actually making fun of him, about his weight. I forgot exactly how it went. Something about when he was walking across the street from
Pieces
the.
of him are moving everywhere or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
But yeah, this is
he had a garbage bag or something.
yeah, this is supposed to
Yeah,
be what?
he looked like like a Huckleberry Finn with the fucking bag with a stick on it, the trash bag with a stick on it.
You sounded like you were far away.
Oh, what the fuck,
Now you
man?
sound good.
You-
Yeah.
Nah, you know what it is? My AirPods they died and I don't have the USB cord. I only got the one from my other phone. So I gotta go through my car and it's a rental. I don't know how this audio works. It keeps cutting in and out on me. So if I'm fucking it up, I'll drop down. Just let me know if I'm messing
No,
up the
Yeah,
no.
audio.
I
you're
mean,
good
right
now.
now it's good. Right now it's good.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, supposedly he had his clothes in a trash bag or something with over his shoulder with a stick on it or something. Like a hobo.
You guys ready for the slumber party?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he probably had a fucking a roller suitcase with flowers on it. He borrowed it from his mom.
And he drew some Swazis on it to.
Yeah, probably don't even have a suitcase, and he fucking borrowed it.
Jesus.
But hey, listen, all of this, this is all fucking satisfaction for all the fucking years that they were calling us liars.
Yeah.
Turns out we're the only ones who tell the truth.
Well, the real people, they knew that the whole time, you know?
Huh?
That's that the real people understood that the entire time, you know, but it's the trolls and the weirdos, it's good to show them, you know, that they're fucking idiots.
What's up,
Yep.
fellas?
What up, Carmine?
Hey, whose window is open?
What's up, Santos?
What's up, Carmine? How are you?
Yeah,
How you feeling?
good, good, good. Yeah, the plate that Jersey girl was saying was possibly shitty. Yeah, chickpeas.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah. What's up, common sense?
Carmen, you here?
What up, Carmine?
Yeah, I hear him. Yeah,
Yeah, can you hear
yeah, I
me?
hear you. Yeah.
Just barely. Just
Yeah.
barely.
What the fuck, man? This fucking thing,
What?
bro. Hold on one second.
Why
Let
is
me
it
change the
better?
setting. Let me change the setting.
Every
I
time you
th-
get pissed off, it
Huh?
sounds better.
What is
Oh
he
yeah.
on the car? Bluetooth?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah. How about now? How about now? How about now?
It's
We can hear you, but that's the
bearable.
car.
It's bearable.
That's the car Bluetooth. So
Yeah, it's a Bluetooth in the car. It's no good.
yeah,
It's a
it's
little.
like far away.
What
You
the
sound.
fuck?
Take
You
take your
sound far away.
take your foot and smash it right through the vent.
Somebody told Rob G to
Hold on.
jump into the pool today from like the fucking balcony or some shit.
He did it.
No, no, he's like, I'll fucking break my neck, cuz.
Yeah, I saw that. I
From
saw that. He
Ohio.
was in Long Beach Island, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Rob Gene, I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah. He popped on the show today.
That
Popped
was
in.
Yeah,
too
it did.
cold to jump in
Oh,
the water.
It did give me a little flashback from back in the day when we used to have these big to dos on Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah. Danny Green. Thank you, Danny.
how about now? How's my audio now?
It's
Now it's
good.
good.
Yeah.
It's
Now
good.
it's good. Yeah.
It's good now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right. I'll just leave it off the car thing. Cause
yeah.
that
Just
thing.
don't. Just if you open your window, you can't hear you.
Yeah. I'll leave. I'll keep them up. I'll keep them up. What's
Yeah.
up, Frankie?
Frankie boy.
Where's Frankie? Oh, for Fiorellino.
Frankie chickpeas.
Yeah. Why isn't Frankie jumping on tonight?
I think he's dealing with the woke lesbians, the radicals. It's Memorial
Oh,
Day weekend.
maybe he's getting some hot too. Who knows?
Hawk to it
Yeah.
from Rosie O'Donnell.
I don't know.
Hey, so somebody sent me a clip of Lefty talking to stand up guy, push up, whatever that guy's name is, Santini. And
Santini.
yeah. And I don't know, Santini was saying something about forgiving Nick Romano, and Lefty said that he had no problem letting him come on, and I think he even invited him on. I guess Lefty didn't hear that announcement I made.
He didn't hear it.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I found it strange that he would say that he would invite the guy up to on his panel after I made it clear that if you're my friend, you let that guy up on the panel. We ain't friends no more.
Yeah, I thought everybody was into the message. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
he
That ain't
kind of
right though. If
changed.
that's the
I
case.
think he stopped doing drugs and he changed.
he didn't fucking change. He just fucking. Maybe he's just not doing the drugs, but he still did a fucking video talking shit about me.
Well, he did. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know if it's still up there, but he did. He got mad because we were talking about him on here. We didn't say nothing real bad. We just said we didn't want nothing to do with him.
Yeah,
What's
that
that?
hurt his feelings.
Nick Romano.
Oh yeah, and then he
Yeah,
started talking about
yeah,
you or
yeah.
whatever on the show or something, right? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I was pretty sure everybody knew it was clear, but
Well, especially after the second time, you know. The first time
I
with
know
the initial thing, I forgot about it. I'm sorry, Howie. I forgot it. I totally forgot about that shit. And then when
Yeah,
you
but
brought it
you
up again, you know, then
you didn't bring him up.
yeah. No, I'm just saying, you know, I totally forgot about it that it even happened because he said so much shit about everybody, you know.
Yeah, yeah, that's yeah,
So
yeah. But that's neither here or there anymore. But
it started with Nadu. No,
yeah,
it started with Nadu, and then from there it just escalated.
yeah,
why you attacking the dude first?
Yeah, yeah,
What,
that's the
what,
whole.
what,
Yeah, he want to let him on the panel, whatever. I don't remember what.
oh yeah, he gets butthurt
He
with
went
that
after
shit.
Nadu, and then he got mad at everybody else. So
I kind
yeah.
of
He
remember
got.
that. Yeah.
Listen, I literally did absolutely nothing to the kid. All I did was stop answering his messages.
Yeah.
oh, he
You
was
know.
messaging you.
Well, he was sending me messages through Instagram.
Uh,
yeah, but he was trying to get him to like give him people's personal like
Yeah,
information and shit. And how he's like, I'm not fucking responding to this.
yeah.
You know,
So
I don't want
I
nothing to do with
tried
that
being
shit.
nice to the kid, but then I just said I'm not fucking with this kid. He got too crazy and basically didn't say nothing to him. Just didn't just like didn't answer him anymore.
He
And
couldn't
I guess
accept that.
he
Yeah.
got insulted. He started talking shit.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of people on there act for some fucking reason. It's strange, man.
this
Yeah.
YouTube man
He said too
exposed
much
a lot
crazy
of people.
shit.
Let me tell you, the fakes, the wannabes, the craziness. You know,
Well, it's
Yeah,
not like he found God too. He didn't find Islam or nothing. So, and he said too
nah,
much crazy shit to be forgiven for that shit.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't even know what to say to that one.
yeah. I don't.
But
Yeah, I don't believe that that was like a one time thing with him.
I don't think he ever
no.
trashed Frank. I don't think he ever trashed Frank.
No, he trashed Frank. He told me something. He said
About
shit
his
about his
brother.
brother.
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
Wow.
Anything he knows, like a tragedy in your life, he'll bring it up
Oh, okay. I
and
get it.
to get at you. Yeah.
Yeah, to get under your skin.
Yeah. Or anything personal, like with
I don't think
family
I
and
don't.
shit.
Yeah, I don't. I honestly, I don't think he said anything about me, but he's talking about my friends and their family members and shit like that. So that's enough for me. I'm good. You know what I mean? Like you don't gotta say nothing
Yeah.
about me if you're gonna talk about them. It's the same. It's the same shit to me at that point. You know.
Yeah.
So
I'm watching. I'm watching. I'm watching Scarface.
look what I like's gay uncle said. He says the irony that Romano got mad at Howie for not saying hello to him.
That's karma.
that's,
There you go.
yeah, it's karma. That's funny.
What's up, Chad D?
Hey, what up, Chad?
Danny
Hey, you know
Santos,
what?
what's
You
up?
know what I saw on my feed popped up. I saw Beetlejuice. He was on the golf course, man. It was hilarious.
Beetlejuice?
Yeah, from the Howard Stern show.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little
I,
black guy. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I used to like watching the clips of him on the show. He had his own show for a little while. Did you guys ever see it?
No.
Yeah. He was Superman. He said he fought Mike Tyson, all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, he was doing shows with the guy, the boxer there, the guy's brother that passed away, his old manager and shit.
Yeah.
It was funny. He's in the car. He's telling- he's
Well, God damn it.
Is it recent or it's
No,
an
no,
old video?
it's kind of old. Not old, but a few years back.
Oh, okay.
telling. I think the guy's
I
name
never
was
got.
Sean.
I
God damn
never.
it.
I never really watched Howard Stern.
Oh
Really?
my God,
Yeah, the
Howie! How can
guy
you not,
Sean
In the early 2000s? And all that, you never listened to Howard?
Howie?
Or
Howie! I had
Nite?
No.
the wise guys laughing, bro. What are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't. I wasn't a big. You know. I don't know. I guess a TV watcher back in the day. I was
He
always
trashed.
I was
He
always
trashed
out.
everybody.
I was always out in the street.
A couple scorpion balls, a
Yeah.
couple of shots. Pete goes, all right, minutes later, he wants to get scorpion balls. Fucking beats a character, man. I want to
Yeah.
hang out with that guy, dude. It would be fucking hilarious, man.
Doesn't he live in Jersey? Common Sense.
Yeah, he's in Jersey. Yeah, he lives in
Yeah,
Jersey.
he's in
He
Jersey.
outlived
Yeah.
them all. He's like the last whack packer, right?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I think he's like the only one left, isn't he?
He's got to be, right?
Yeah, they
No,
used to
what-
have him and Gary the retard. They used to do the spelling bees.
Right. It was Gary, and then what's the other guy? The other comedian, the fat guy. What's his name? He had a coke problem.
Oh,
What's his
Artie
name?
Lang.
Artie Lang. He was a longshoreman, that cocksucker.
Yeah.
He left his job to be a comedian.
He had a good run.
Yeah,
he was
he's-
on Mad TV and shit.
Yeah, I know. Howard Stern disowned him. Yeah.
The thing is
Yeah,
that
after
Howard
the-
enabled them and fucking gassed them up for all them years, getting them as fucked up. He liked that shit, you know. At the same time.
Until the
Yeah.
guy tried to off himself, and then Howard just disowned him after that.
Yeah, he disowned him. Yeah.
Yeah, he said he
Jesus.
was snorting a fucking salt shaker, like some hooker or something was breaking up like pills on a table
That
for
guy,
him, and
he's
it
got
was a
no
glass
no-
like crystal salt shaker, and it was breaking off shards of the glass. He was snorting it. That's
Yeah,
how
that
his
guy
nose
has
got all
no-
fucked up. He said.
he's got no nose. You know that, right?
Well, yeah, the nose is smashed in. or whatever.
He can put a handkerchief in one nostril and pull it out the other.
Yeah, the whole thing disintegrated in it,
Yeah.
the cartilage, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a deviated septum. Yeah.
That's what. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hank is dead now. Yeah, they're all dead, man. Hank the angry dwarf. High pitch
Well,
Eric.
remember they used to have the
Bigfoot.
Klansman on there. Remember the Klansman?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
gotta
the
be
guy.
dead
Yeah,
now, too, right?
and then they used to call up the phone number. Remember Common Sense? That KKK member. What's his name? Damn.
Ah, shit. I forgot his name.
Yeah. The guy had a voicemail on this answering
Wake
machine.
up, white people.
Wake up! Whitey's on the moon. You know.
Yeah, I forgot his
Yeah,
name.
he was the Grand Wizard.
Maybe his name was Carl or
The
something.
Grand Wizard.
I forgot his name. I remember. I just can't.
His nose looks better now? You got it fixed? For years,
Yeah,
I mean,
I think
he
he
looked
did get it
crazy.
fixed now.
He looked crazy for years, man.
Hey, Common Sense. That guy, that KKK member. You know, the daughter. She married a black guy afterwards.
Good. Good for
For
him.
real?
Yeah, you don't know the story?
Good.
Yeah, she
Nah.
married a black. Yeah, she married a black guy. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, remember they used to have the angry black used to come in. They used to go at each other. They had like the roast and shit. Daniel Carver was his name.
Oh, that's
Daniel
something else.
Carver, yeah.
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 Daniel Carver, the roast of
He-
Daniel Carver. And the angry black guy came in there. They were doing their jokes, and he goes, "Look at him. He's telling jokes about black people. Even he don't like black guys."
Yeah,
That was
he
the
used to
funniest
say.
shit in the world.
He used to
Yeah.
say when the white woman lays down with the black man, the black man lays down with the black woman, they kick him out like mud, like that.
Stupid idiot.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was a
that's
sick.
shit.
He was a sick bastard. That guy.
Yeah,
He ain't right.
that guy was
Yeah.
weird, man.
That was definitely a one of a kind show, though. That's for sure. Howard made
Now he's
fucking
woke
billions.
now. Yeah.
Billions
Yeah, I
of
used to
dollars.
go. We used to go to the beach at, in the '90s. Everybody had carried a radio.
Oh, everybody listened to that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody was on the beach. Everybody had 92.3 FM on the radio. Everybody was listening to Howard Stern.
On the
Yeah, that show
Walkmans,
was
too.
huge, man.
Yeah.
Fucking huge. Well, look at that deal he signed. He got what, like 500 million for like 3 years or something crazy like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, every time he renewed his contract, it was another 500 million or something, 700 million. So he's a multi-billionaire.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, he
crazy.
made billions off of that shit.
You ever see the movie? The movie that he made?
Yeah, that was a good one. The
That
first
was a good one. When they would torn the radio station and there was a girl swallowing a 13-inch dildo.
The
The old
kielbasa.
people,
Yeah.
whatever it
Yeah, the
was.
Kielbasa, yeah. WNBC.
Nah, shit was classic, man. You'll never see days like that again.
That's where we got Pig Vomit from. That was his old boss. He nicknamed his old
I
Pig
went.
boss
vomit.
Pig Vomit.
Comment said I went to his show when they had it on Channel 11.
Oh yeah,
You remember they had the TV show for a while?
yeah.
Yeah, I went to one of his shows one time.
There was a dude. There was a dude that I knew. Remember when he used to do the fathers would undress their daughters on the show?
Oh Jesus, no, I don't remember that shit.
No, I don't remember that
Might have
one.
been in
Oh
school
yeah,
when
he
that
used to
shit.
have an episode where they would come in and answer questions, and the fathers would undress their daughters when they got the shit wrong or whatever.
No, I
Yeah,
don't
that shit was
remember
fucked
that
up,
one.
man. He did
Yeah,
some sick shit on that show, man.
you were able to get away with a lot of shit back then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, imagine trying to do that today.
Oh
He'd
no,
fucking
hell
be
no.
canceled in 2
He
seconds.
would have been canceled like a mother. That's why he's woke now. He had to give all that shit up.
Well, I think what happened is that he cemented his legacy in like the radio world, and he wanted to
Saludo.
get an album of like interviews because he was real good at doing interviews and getting.
He called the Spanish ladies yatas and all that stuff.
Personal with people and shit, like interviews to like cement his legacy, as like a radio personality and talk show guy. And then I think he went and he said he had to do like intensive like cognitive behavioral therapy to like change the way he thought and about people and women in general and shit like that, and that's what changed his life supposedly. I don't know, but the guy's definitely fucking go down in the history books.
Well, that's why his wife left him.
Well, the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
He's still with that supermodel. That
Yeah.
Whatever, right?
Yeah.
The
blonde one, super hot.
I mean, when you look at that fucking guy, if he didn't have money, he'd be fucking hanging out with MRE.
That's pretty. Yeah, I'd say.
He'd be fucking having Hitler on his wall and shit. Fucking forget about it.
He had everybody. He had porn stars up there, girls undressing him. It was crazy.
They were the ones that did the midget tossing. Remember? They had it in the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Is there a way to watch those old episodes?
On YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube. Yeah, you can watch
YouTube.
it on YouTube, man. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's classics on there. Some shit like you see it, you're like, what the fuck?
What was the
Beetlejuice was my favorite, bro. He was too funny, bro.
What was her name? The black girl's name with the big tits. What was her name? Robin, yeah. She used to date Mr. X. We never found out who Mr. X was.
They broke up. I think they were. That's
Marla Quivers.
Marla Quivers. Okay.
That works too.
She had big ass bazookas, let me tell you.
She did. She had bad cancer too. She beat cancer.
Yes. But she went along with the racist shit, she went along with it. It was funny. I mean,
she understood he was good on her show, but
back then racism was humor. Now it's like, oh my God, you say something.
Well, now you gotta protect people's feelings now. Don't
right. When you say, oh,
space.
you people, all of a sudden, oh my God, you're a racist. Oh, Jesus Christ, what am I saying wrong?
Yeah. Now you can't have. That's why it's hard to be a comedian these days because everybody's so fucking woke.
Yeah. When I used to hang out with all my Spanish friends, Puerto Rican, they used to bust my balls all the time. I didn't get mad. I just got even. I learned how to speak Spanish. I got back at them. I said, "Fuck you, man. You ain't take advantage of me no more, cabrón."
Yeah.
Pendejo.
Oh yeah, I speak better Puerto Rican than most Puerto Ricans that were born here.
You speaking Puerto Rican?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's like Puerto Ricans speak like their own type of Spanish.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Right. It was easy for me to pick up Spanish because I speak Italian and I speak the dialect Italian and the real Italian. So I picked up Spanish really easy. So.
Oh yeah, Amanda's right because they always take down the Howard Stern shit. Like Howard Stern's really uptight about this shit being on YouTube because he likes to charge behind a paywall.
Daily Motion.
So Daily Motion, you would get all that shit, the classic shit.
What, you just go on the internet for Daily Motion?
I guess so. Yeah, it's just a website that has the old videos and shit.
That guy's
Yeah,
a multi-millionaire. I think he's worth what? 700
billion.
something million dollars.
Who? Howard?
Yeah.
No, he's a billionaire.
Oh, you
He-
reached the
He's probably worth $1.5 billion, maybe $2 billion, maybe more.
already?
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah, yeah.
Christ.
No, he
Well, he
signed that
had
deal 20 years ago.
Damn.
Every 5 years, he was getting another 500 million, 700 million.
I wish
yeah,
I had his pocket change, you know. Jesus Christ.
just
He
100
lives
million would be good.
Shit,
he lives out in Long Island, right? In the Hamptons.
I think so. Yeah, yeah. And he has a bunch of cats.
Yeah, Howard, you missed a lot, man. If you didn't listen to Howard Stern in the 90s, bro, Jesus.
I thought everybody listened to Howard Stern, like no matter what
Yeah,
walk of
even
life you
John
were.
Gotti. Listen, I think they were talking about John Gotti one time. No, it was Henry Hill. He used to have Henry Hill on the show,
Yeah, he did.
remember?
Yeah, yeah,
People used to call up and threaten him and
yeah.
you're a fucking rat, you know, we gotta,
And they had
you
a
know.
guy's Spider's sister called in. You remember that?
Yeah, Spider Sister, you
She's like,
buried
"Where's
my
my
brother.
brother? Yeah, where's my
Yeah,
brother?"
yeah. He was underneath the bocce ball court.
Yeah.
That day he was at the on the Howard Stern show. He stayed at the Meriton Hotel on 1 and 9 over there in Newark, right across the street from the Newark airport. And the FBI, I don't know what he did. He didn't call in or I don't remember, but he violated something with the FBI. And they raided they broke into the hotel room and he thought it was wise guys trying to kill him. It was FBI agents that came and got him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a real fuck up, that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
What are you talking about?
Henry
Henry
Hill.
Hill. Common sense.
Oh,
Remember when Henry Hill was on the Howard Stern show on the Howard Stern, not on the phone, and he stayed
yeah,
at the Meriton Hotel in Newark over there on 1 and 9 and across the street from the airport. And the FBI they broke into the hotel room, and Henry Hill thought it was wise guys trying to kill him.
well,
I
yeah,
think
they
he
used to call him.
violated his
Remember that guy
parole.
used
I
to
don't
call
know.
in. And he used to threaten him all the time. Remember the guy?
Yeah. They used to call in all the time. Like
Like, we're waiting
Gunsmoke said,
for
the
you, Henry.
spiders. Yeah. Yeah. What's his
He was
name?
a drunk. He was a drunk, a real bad
Oh
drunk.
yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what
Drunk,
killed him.
junkie, everything.
That's what killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The alcoholism killed him.
yeah, he was bad, man. He was up there like they had to close the bar at the fucking studio for him, but he was so fucked up. He was going through like the tremors. They had to give him drinks just to keep him on the show.
He had
I
his own line
think
of tomato sauce too.
I think Frank's handler was also Henry Hill's handler, if I'm not
Who?
Who?
mistaken.
Who?
Fiorellino. You know, the
Oh,
FBI
Frankie.
handler?
Yeah. I think he did say that before too, right?
Yeah.
Frank's handler was Henry Hill's handler?
I think so. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Frank. So I remember somebody mentioned that. I think it was Frank.
I know I had for a short period of time I had Mikey Scars as handler.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Ohio.
Well, Frankie's in the chat. I think Frankie did say that before, didn't he?
Like I said, I think it's Frank. I'm not sure, but I believe so. He mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he did too. I think he did mention that actually.
I think Frank
That
just
guy, that guy was a fuck up. He was selling heroin when he's, you know,
Well, he was
they,
constantly getting drunk and telling people who he was at like the bars and shit he would hang out at.
yeah,
And
he's in California. Yeah.
he was all over the place, but he would get all drunk and get comfortable and tell people that he was Henry Hill and he was in the mob and all that. Like, and they'd have to come in and check him out and send him out somewhere else all the time. He was
Yeah.
a nuisance. He was a fucking nuisance. He was a
He
mess
even bu- he even bumped into two wise guys in California.
at a restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they were with what's his name? That biker dude. That looked like Sylvester Stallone. What the fuck's his name there?
Oh, yeah, the guy from Hell's Angels, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Chuck Zito.
Chuck Zito. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
Chuck
saw him.
Zito.
I saw him at the UFC event they did in Boston like 15 years ago, and he
Yeah.
knocked this fucking drunk kid out fucking cold because he called
Who, Chuck Zito?
him Sylvester Stallone. Apparently he hates Stallone, and this kid was hammered. He was with these two blonde chicks, and he was grabbing beers from the bar, and the drunk kid was like, "Hey, look, it's Stallone," and the dude. Zito gave the girls his
Oh
beers and
yeah,
they
yeah, I
fucking
remember that.
fucking
Yeah, yeah,
smacked this
yeah.
motherfucker, knocked him out cold.
Yeah, yo, Chuck Zito's a one tough motherfucker.
Yeah, he's
He's a
pretty big too. He's
he's
big
a
too.
seven degree black belt.
Well, he fucked up John Claude Van Damme in Scores, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah, he whooped his
actually,
ass. Yeah.
right. Chuck Zito actually was his bodyguard to begin with, and
Yeah, then they
then
wound up having a falling out. Yeah.
yeah, they had a fall out. Then he got a little aggressive with him at the Scores, and Chuck Zito knocked him out. Yeah. I
Wonder
like
what
Chuck Zito, man.
wonder what Van Damme said to him. Like,
Shit, Van
why
Damme
did
was
you
the
get the
man back
fuck
in
out
the
of
day.
here?
Remember Bloodsport
Yeah,
and shit like that?
Yeah, because
yeah.
because he knew martial arts. He was good looking. You know, he was one of the top. You know,
You know who's still in shape? Chuck Norris. That motherfucker's still in shape too. He's like 70 something.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think his wife is like 10 years younger than him, or 20.
Yeah, he's still in shape though. I seen him working out. He's in pretty good shape. That's what happens if you take care of yourself your whole life, you know?
He's got a house in Costa Rica also. Chuck Norris.
Oh yeah, Costa Rica, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Costa
Yeah, you
Rica.
can live out there for cheap. That's why. You can buy a nice beachfront property for nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
I know somebody that moved out there like years ago, like 15, 20 years ago. Never came back.
I got a lot of friends that have houses in Costa Rica. A lot of mob guys have houses in Costa Rica.
Well, yeah, that's where all the offshore books are at.
They I guess they don't have extradition laws.
I don't know about that, but I know a lot of guys that moved out there and never came back. You know.
Well, they probably got to go there because that's where they have all the offshore accounts. They probably have to do business to check in over there. You know?
Yeah, they got man. I mean, I remember one guy came back to visit. He showed us pictures of his house, a fucking house. That shit was a mansion, you know. Looked like the house from in the movie Scarface. So
They probably got it for cheap too.
I don't know about that, but
They
he
got
was
a high
living
murder
large.
rate down there. They got a lot of crime down there.
Well, you need private security anywhere you go.
Yeah, over there you pay people off. They'll protect you no matter what. You
Who
know?
wants to live like that?
Well,
They don't.
I play cards with this guy. He's got a business that does all his manufacturing in South America and Brazil, and he has to drive around in a fucking bulletproof car and fucking private security to get him to and from because they kidnap people like for
Yeah,
money and shit down there. That's like a big
Yeah.
racket they got. It's kidnapping
yes.
foreigners and shit for money.
Colombia
Central
too.
America is big for that too.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, they don't fuck around down there. The cops are all on the take and shit. It's really bad. It's dangerous, you know.
Yeah,
Well,
I
hey,
know.
listen,
Idiots are walking
I'm gonna
around
be
like
home.
Disneyland. Yeah.
I'm gonna be home in a minute. I'm gonna charge my AirPods because this thing is really fucking pissing me off, and I don't want to keep fucking the
Yeah,
show
yeah.
up. So I'll be back.
All right, come back.
All right, Colin.
I'll text you. I'll text you when I drop the thing in there.
All right, cool. All right.
All right, guys.
There was
Bye.
all right. There was this Italian guy. I mean, he had a lot of. He was a millionaire, so he built a mausoleum in Italy in the cemetery. So when he died, you know, all his family members going there. The guy had so much money, he put a telephone in the mausoleum. It was sick.
He put a what?
A telephone?
Telephone. Everybody would laugh, but not, behind his back. You laughed in his face, he'll fucking shoot you. You know.
Yeah.
But he had so much money, it was ridiculous. You know.
Shit.
What people do when they're bored, they got nothing else to do.
Yeah,
You know.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, it
I
Can't.
was.
know. I know this Dominican kid when I was growing up in Patterson. Um, he was a major drug dealer, and he never had anything under his name. They locked him up. He was locked up for 5 years. He had tons of money, and he had built a big house in Puerto Plata in Santo Domingo. And when
Yeah.
he came out, I mean, he went back to Santo Domingo, never came back. He told me, "Yo, you want to come? I got a big house, whatever." The guy was smart, never kept anything under his name. So as soon as he got out, he left the country. He never came back.
Good for him.
Yeah, some people are smart with money. Some people are just stupid, you know.
So what else is going on?
I don't know. God
Howie,
damn it.
how's the weather by you, man?
By me?
Yeah, over here, it fucking rains every fucking day, man.
Oh, it's beautiful by me.
Yeah, we got a lot of rain this year for this
Yeah,
month.
we gotta have a short summer.
You think so?
Yeah, look where we're at, and it's still raining. You know.
And the weather's been steady though. It's been like 65 every day. It hasn't really been crazy like up and down. I don't know. It's remained steady. Every day it just rains 65, whatever.
Yeah, only a few days it was hot, and that was it. It was just. I put the AC for 2 days on. That's it.
Good. I don't like the heat. Fuck the heat.
I like heat, man.
I like
I don't like
85
I don't like Arizona heat, but I like heat.
up to
You know,
85. After 85, 80. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
I
like
see. I like the Arizona heat better than Florida heat.
Oh no, yeah, that I agree with you. I've been to Arizona. I mean, it's a dry heat. It's dry, but you're kind
Well,
of
there's
I
certain months out of the year, like if you go to Arizona in you know uh, June, July, and August, those are the fucking worst months. Then
well,
September starts cooling down.
was it like 110 degrees?
Yeah, during like July and fucking August, that's when you have those days like 110, 115, 117, shit like that. You can't even fucking breathe.
Yeah, I feel sorry for people that
Yeah.
work outside, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, I don't
In
know how they run their
Florida,
cities like that.
in Florida, it's like you put your face in a boiling pot of water. It just is disgusting. Unless you're in Miami or near the shore. But if you're inland and Florida, you're screwed. You mean
And they got
you
that
got the
flat
eight.
land too, right? In
Oh
central
my
Florida, it's all
God. I
flat
went
land.
one time I went to Naples. It was the worst place because a friend of mine got a condo there. Yeah, I mean, and then but I ended up going to Miami and I stayed there. Every time I went to Florida, I stayed in Miami, you know. But
Yeah, you get that cool breeze off of the ocean.
yeah, but as soon as you go inland, forget about it. It's like you have to be indoors all the time. And if you own a house, a condo, your fucking bill is about $800-900 a month. No.
Yeah, I remember even back in New York when it was really hot out. I mean, you used to get out of the shower and you started sweating, right? Like
Yeah.
you're still
Oh
Sweating
sweating.
in the
yeah.
shower.
Yes, what especially if you lived in the building, forget about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No different in Jersey, man.
No, same weather.
Man, I remember there was days that the asphalt would melt. Like where the cars were parked, you can
Oh
see
yeah, yeah,
the wheels would sink into the ground. I was like, holy shit.
Jesus.
yeah.
Yeah.
You remember those days, Howie?
And like fucking Arizona, Nevada, you can literally burn yourself if you touch a car during that hot weather.
Yeah, cook an egg. Yeah,
You can cook an egg, no problem.
yeah.
Quick.
Yeah, I don't know how people live like that out there, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then you got to be careful, like if you park your motorcycle because the kickstand will sink into the ground.
Right, and then you find your
Holy
bike
shit.
tipped over. Yeah,
Yeah, and you know what? Fucking some some areas like on the asphalt and stuff like that. If you stand on it for too long, the bottom of your sneakers will melt.
right. Yep. Yeah. I went to Arizona. I mean, a friend of mine, his parents had um, they sold paint, wallpaper, that kind of stuff, and they became, rich. So he invited me to go to Arizona, and beautiful house. So we stayed over there. And my friend told me, "Yo, shake your sneakers." I said, "Shake my sneakers?" Yeah, because the scorpions get into the fuck. I said, "What?" You got these little scorpions. They come through the vent and they crawl in where it's humid. Usually they go into people's shoes, and you gotta shake your shoes, make sure there's no scorpions in there.
I've heard that before, yeah.
Yeah, if you're allergic to it, you get a reaction because the little ones,
I don't give a shit. That's a poisonous creature. I don't want that thing poking me. Fuck that.
yeah. There's a lot of snakes in Arizona, I'll tell you that.
I remember one day it was fucking 117 degrees,
Jesus Christ.
and I walked out the door, and that fucking heat hit you. I mean, it felt like you couldn't breathe. Yeah, if you don't have fucking air conditioner in the states that Dux is mentioning, you fucking you might fucking die.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
That's
Arizona
why.
has that problem. A lot of people in the street out there, they faint and shit. It's a big
I,
problem out there.
I saw a guy fucking standing on the corner begging for money, and his fucking back literally was all scabbed up because the sun burnt through his skin.
Wow.
I went to Vegas one time, and the heat I almost passed out, man. Soon you
Yeah,
stepped out, you
the
if you're not used to it, oh my God, bro.
yeah June, July, and August are the worst months. Uh, then you'll have like December, January, and February where it's actually fucking freezing,
At
and then
nighttime.
and yeah, and then the rest of the months, it's hit or miss. It'd be like even though it's in the 80s or the 90s, it still feels nice,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and in the nighttime it gets cool.
Yeah, California has uh, good climate, you know.
But
I
yeah,
like
you
California. Yeah.
August is like the worst month, and then as soon as you hit like the middle of September, everything drops down and it's beautiful.
How Italy's the same, man. Italy is so freaking hot, but you can stand under a tree, you don't feel the heat. But as soon as you step into the sun, it's like fucking
Yeah,
X-ray. It just burns you.
yeah.
Italy's like that. It's like Arizona. It's crazy.
I mean, if you don't
And,
have your fuck, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, bro.
If you don't fucking, in like these places, if you don't have your car garaged, you can't get into your fucking car. You gotta fucking start it up and put the AC on, because if you got like leather seats or the steering wheel, you'll
Yeah.
fucking burn yourself.
It cracks the dashboard. The heat cracks the
Yeah,
dashboard.
You gotta put that
yeah.
sun visor thing in there. Even that
You see,
doesn't help, but
yeah, you see a lot of cars like in those places with with paint damage from the sun.
Yeah. Yeah. Went
Yeah,
to Tech. We went to Texas one time, and a friend of mine had moved out there. He goes, when we were approaching the pickup truck, he says, "Guys, before you get into the car or the pickup truck, look underneath your car." It's like, "For what?" He goes, "Because the rattlesnakes like that hang out underneath the car, get some shade." I said, "Are you
yeah.
fucking kidding?" And you get in the car and they just snap out your foot, your leg, your ankle, whatever. I
Yep.
was like, fuck this shit. I don't want to live there.
Yeah, I could never live in like Australia. No way.
Oh my God. I don't know how people live over there, man.
Well, that's
Fucking
why they don't
snake.
live like the whole West Coast in the middle of the fucking Australia. It's all open, uncharted
You
land.
can't even go to the beach over there. You get eaten by a shark.
That's what I
Oh,
keep telling people. Yeah, they don't listen. But that's
no,
why you see all
no.
the cities are right by the shore and shit, by the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say that a lot of those deadly animals don't live over there.
My ass. I'll never go to an Australian beach.
You know what? You know what? Guns. You know what's
It's,
nice? Puerto Rico. You
yeah.
got money. Yeah, you buy a
Did
nice
they
house
fix
for.
it up now? Because I
Oh,
know.
yeah, of course. I mean, it gets damaged because of the hurricane.
No, but last time it was
Uh,
really bad. You remember that? Like 5, 6 years ago. What was that?
yeah, I went to.
2017.
Yeah, I went to Isabela. Is by Aguadilla. So beautiful, man. Puerto Rico is beautiful. It
Yeah.
just San Juan. It's like going to the Bronx. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the rest of Puerto Rico is fucking beautiful, man. You know. Yeah, there's crime, there's criminals, yeah, like everywhere else. But nobody bothers you, you know.
Yeah,
With
every place
200,
is.
yeah, 110,000, 150,000, you buy a nice, you know, a little 3 bedroom
They have a
house,
lot
you
of
know.
blackouts, though, don't they? Don't they have problems with that still?
Yeah, they don't have, yeah, because the electrical grid is, everybody's got a power generator here because if the hurricane hits,
Yeah.
they plug in the power generators and they run off the generator. Yeah.
That sounds
But it's
racist.
nice.
It sounds racist.
Sounds racist, man. Give me the blackout, man.
It's a whiteout.
I
White
remember
out,
the
man.
blackout of '77.
Oh,
In New
yeah?
York.
Oh, in New York? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was 11 years old.
I was seven. I was seven. Yeah.
Wow. Did you see a lot of looting and shit, or what did you
I
see?
didn't see fucking nothing.
It was black. It was blackout, motherfucker.
I
That's
just remember everyone hanging out outside, like with
mhm.
flashlights, candles, and shit.
That's how it
It
was,
was
man.
that was the summer. That was the summer. Yeah.
I used to look forward to
Yeah.
blackouts in the summer. That in the '90s, that was normal. I think the last one was 2003. That's the last one I remember.
Yeah,
I,
because
I,
everybody was overloading with the air condition. That was in the summertime.
I used to love when we got hit with a blizzard.
That too, yeah. You know,
Yeah, you get
I
snowed in. You
now
got
I hate it, but
shit.
when I was a kid, I
Fucking
loved
hanging
it.
out all day.
I
Yeah.
remember when before we moved to Italy, we lived in Clifton, and I remember was it 1978 or 77? We had that big blizzard. I remember my father had to jump out the window to clean the pathway to open the door. It
Yeah,
was
it's
the biggest
fucking.
blizzard we ever had.
I remember the blizzard of '96. That was probably the biggest one we ever had over here.
Yeah, that was
96.
Andrew, right?
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. Was it 96?
Yeah, blizzard of '96, early '96.
I
No, we
remember
had
one
one. We
time.
had one a couple fucking. Well, not a couple years ago. Maybe like 10 years ago. We got like 38 inches of snow one fucking day.
I
I'm
remember
not.
that too, but yeah.
I'm not sure which blizzard it was, but a friend of mine took out his snowmobile and started driving it through streets.
Shit.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. No, I plugged up the airplane. That's why there was a delay or something like that.
About like
What
15
did you
years
guys say?
ago, we had a blizzard over here, but and we were locked in for like 5 days. Like the trucks, the plows never came to,
2012, 2013, something around there.
around there. Maybe even like
No, it was
wasn't compared
2000. It
to
was 2012
'96.
or 13 because it was right before I got my condo, and I got my condo in 13, so I think it was 2012. Because I still had my car before they stole my S2000. That shit, it was so low. The snow was so high when the plows came. They almost took my car out because you couldn't even see the top of it. It was
Yeah,
covered. It was covered completely. Yeah, that was
yeah,
nuts.
but I think '96 was even worse though, from what I remember. Maybe just because maybe I was smaller. I don't
Crackers,
know.
you're young, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were dumping the snow in the Passaic River. All that
Bro,
snow.
motherfuckers
I
were making
know.
igloos and shit, like real igloos. I never seen this shit. They were
Yeah,
making
and the
those
ends of the
big, huge
streets and shit.
snowballs. Yeah,
Yeah. I know.
real
I know a kid that
snowmen.
got killed. I know a kid that got killed because of that though.
Yeah,
They were doing them at the end of their driveway. You know, they would dig them out and shit. But the plow trucks, they can't tell the kids are in the fucking snowbanks.
yeah.
They came
Oh,
around the turn,
oh,
bro, and fucking took them out. Killed the kid that was living
Wow.
next
oh,
door to me. Yeah.
Jesus.
Plow truck hit him. The parents
Yeah,
weren't paying attention. They didn't know what was fucking going on.
we used to go skitching when we were kids. We used to, cause everybody drives slow when there's snow on the ground, and we used to sneak up behind the cars and grab
Grab
onto the
them.
bumpers and
Yeah.
fucking like slide.
Yeah. Take a ride with them. That's a good way to
Yeah,
break your fucking legs.
yeah, it was. But back then they had the bumpers where you can actually hold on. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
the
chrome
metal ones.
bumpers.
Yeah, the
The
chrome
Yeah,
chrome
bumpers. Yeah, the
bumpers.
metal ones. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, my boy, fucking Dan, this fucking maniac. He used to do this shit on the highway when it would rain out. He would open up the fucking like if he was on the passenger side of the car, he'd open up the fucking passenger door and pin it open with his hand on the frame where the door closes, and he'd fucking put his feet down on the ground and just angle them upwards. And they were on the highway one day doing about 75, dude. And he hit a fucking pothole and fucking broke his leg in about 6 different places, man. Damn near
Oh,
killed his
God.
ass.
Jesus.
Oh,
Yeah,
Fucking pothole.
Yeah,
but he was a maniac. He would do shit like that. The kid was fucking out of his mind.
yeah.
He had a screw
Well,
loose.
when we were fucking skitching, the cars weren't going 70 miles an hour. Maybe they were going 20.
Yeah, this kid was a fucking one of them like daredevil. He used to ride. He used to be a professional snowboarder for Burton actually. I think I talked about him on here before or whatever. But he was a real fucking lunatic.
Yeah,
We
I
got we
remember.
got. Okay.
I remember we used to climb on the back of the fucking the public buses because they had like the vents back there where I guess the motor was
the
back
fans.
there.
The fans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the fans, and we used to fucking jump on the back and hold on and like ride a couple stops on the back of the bus.
We used to do that on the straight trucks, you know. They had the ICC bumper.
Yeah,
We used to jump on.
when it snowed out, I lived a block off Atlantic Avenue. We used to go down Atlantic Avenue and wait for the buses to pass or a car passing by with the window open so we could try to throw a snowball through the window.
Mm.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah,
my
that's
friend.
the one. That's the one I'm talking about. Ducks. The storm right around Halloween. They had to postpone Halloween and shit for like a week.
Hey, Howie, you said you live by Atlantic Avenue?
Atlantic Avenue, yeah, when I was a kid, Atlantic between
Is it towards the tunnel or towards West New York?
no, it
East
was
New York.
between 84th and 83rd Street.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you talk about like where
I
the
used to
Long
go
Island.
there a lot. Atlantic Avenue. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, those are. I remember fucking people stopping their cars, getting out, and fucking running after us.
The good old days.
Yeah,
Now kids play video games, man.
Yeah, they
yeah,
don't
they
even
don't
go
even
outside
fucking
anymore.
go out anymore.
I know it's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Those days are over.
All
I
we
remember.
had a rule when the fucking when the street lights came on, your ass just better be home. You know what I mean? Other than
Yeah.
that, fucking
Yeah. Yeah.
we were out all fucking day, man. Forget about
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
We play football in the middle of the street until the light, even in the summertime
yeah,
with the
yeah.
lights on.
I used
Play
to
Yeah.
street
say,
hockey.
yeah, run straight and cut behind the blue Nova,
Huh.
throw the ball.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I got knocked out cold one time playing football in the street, man. I did a dive and catch, bro, and a fucking SUV was right there. I went head first into the fucking rear end of that thing. I woke up
Damn.
and nobody was around. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know what the hell happened. I was knocked out cold. Motherfucker left me there.
we used to play stick ball in the middle of the street. We used to play Skelsy. You remember
Yeah. We
Skelsey,
I
play.
like street.
Carmine?
I
Yeah.
like street
Yeah.
hockey.
Yeah. Yeah. We played stickball. We went to the school and we used to spray paint on the wall,
The
the
box.
square, the
Yeah,
box. Yeah.
yeah. We used to do that too.
Uh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
those
days are
were
long gone. You
we.
don't find
we
nobody playing outside anymore, man.
yeah,
That's crazy.
wiffle
nah.
ball was always fun when we got a good bunch of kids to play wiffle ball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When I moved to Italy, I brought baseball bat, baseballs, basketball, football. Nobody played none of that shit. Everybody played soccer. So I had to learn a total different game,
yeah,
and I
right.
became more of a criminal over there. That's where I became a criminal over there because everybody was stealing.
Yeah. I remember fucking one fucking Christmas getting a whole Dallas Cowboy fucking outfit, helmet, shoulder pads,
Wow.
all kind, the whole fucking setup, and fucking playing football in the middle of the street.
You were like what, 14, 15? Yeah.
You know what? I'm not sure. I wasn't. No, 14, 15. No, I was younger than that.
Oh
14, 15. I was already hanging out on 101st Avenue driving stolen cars.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went to play tackle football like 10 years ago, man. I couldn't walk for fucking 3 days, man. Getting
You
old
get
sucks.
rust. You get rusty after a while. Common
Dude, I was
sense. You
Yeah.
get
fucking,
old.
I was fucking. We were playing full tackle football, man. Yeah, I was. Oh my god, I was like, yeah, that's the last time I did that shit.
Yeah. Every
I
time it
couldn't walk.
snowed, we played fucking full tackle football with no fucking gear on as we got
Yeah, no
older.
gears. Yeah,
Yeah.
hell no. Yeah, that was the
Yeah, I
best.
never played in the snow football. I never
That
played
was the
football.
best. I used to love that shit. That was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Then when we
We
got
had
old enough to walk to the parks, we used to play softball.
Good old days are long gone. That's for sure. Times have
Yeah.
changed, man. You don't even find people doing shit like that no more. Kids don't even play outside anymore. It's crazy.
Nobody played basketball back in the day. I used to play basketball a
Oh
lot.
yeah, hell yeah, yeah, hell yeah. Of
now
course.
we play more baseball and football when I was a kid.
Yeah. I wasn't a basketball guy.
Yeah.
I grew up basically by the hood, so that's all we fucking played was
But I
basketball, pretty much
remember
every
like
day, all day.
it was normal for you to play in the middle of the street. The cars just had
Yeah.
to wait for you to get out of their way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Everybody had a BMX bicycle, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Skateboarding. Everybody was skateboarding. Um,
No,
Roller skating.
Yeah, I remember a lot of
roller
motherfuckers
I never,
skating.
rollerblading. Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
did that shit. Skateboarding, I never skateboarded before.
No, me
Yeah.
neither. I roller skated, but
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
people rollerblading and stuff.
Yeah. Rollerblade
I never
came in the
rollerbladed.
90s. Yeah. It came in the 90s.
I never
Rollerblade.
rollerbladed, but I used to play roller hockey. I had the best
yeah, roller
fucking
hockey. Yeah,
skates with the best wheels on them. Man, it was fucking a lot of fun.
yeah, that was fun.
Good old
Street
days.
roller hockey was good. That shit was fun, man. I used to
Yeah.
play in a fucking semi-pro. Well, I guess there's pro fucking roller hockey team and shit at the rink they had over here for a fucking couple of years. I had a blast doing that shit.
I play tennis too. Also, I play tennis.
Yeah,
I
I've never
never
played
got into
tennis.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
tennis,
it's not easy.
racquetball.
It's
It's
not
Racquetball,
not
easy.
easy. Yeah,
I was good at racquetball. Really
yeah,
good.
My
yeah.
Handball,
uncle,
I
my
used
Two
to
on
play.
two tennis is kind of hard. You know, 1-on-1 you can get away with it, but
At
you play.
Otisville, I was the second best in racquetball, but
Oh yeah.
it wasn't like real racquetball. It was just like a handball wall,
Oh, with
but
the blue ball.
they had rackets. So what was good is because the ball was fucking go like 200 miles an hour.
I,
Yeah, you had the blue ball, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You got
We
blue
used to play.
balls?
Yeah, in Fort Dix. In Fort Dix, I played.
Yeah.
Blue balls or four dicks?
How
Huh?
we handle blue how we handle blue balls.
And four
Yeah,
dicks.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
In
How we
Otisville, right?
what's
We
going
used
on? How you like
we
handling blue balls at Fort
we
Dix?
we used to play racquetball in Otisville, right? It was a camp, so when the visitors pulled up, they drive right past you to park, and we'd be all playing fucking racquetball with our shirts off, and you got all these hot girls coming to visit other people. Yeah,
Uh,
we even made these fucking things like these. Those aluminum shades that when you sit down, you take the sun, you put them on your.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we made them. We fucking be
what
sitting out there
to put
taking
on your
Nice.
pictures.
head?
No, no, no. You
What?
sit back,
To
like
put
you
on your head?
No, 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 no. You put it on your lap in the reflection of the
like
sun.
Paulie Walnuts in the Sopranos. You sit
Yeah,
back, you catch some sun.
Yeah.
it works. That shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to use like I don't know how they got them in there, but they, like those things that block the fucking windshield. They're like fucking They look
Yeah,
like
the sun visors.
aluminum. Yeah,
Visor.
sun
Yeah.
visors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That Carmine just made there. If you made that shit in the joint, man, that's an automatic fight right there.
What?
That's all I was thinking about.
The blue balls of Fort
Yeah,
Diggs?
yeah, you're getting smacked in the face for sure.
What did you say?
No, that's a
Yeah, you
guaranteed
don't.
fight. That's a
Yeah,
guaranteed fight.
you can't make no dick jokes in the
Nah,
fucking
you
can.
yeah, you
Yeah,
make a
no,
dick
bro.
joke, you're getting punched in the mouth on sight. No
I didn't
talking
This
think
is
shit.
Fort Diggs.
I didn't think Howie picked it up right away. So,
No, I was just like fucking ignoring it.
oh, okay, okay.
Because
Because
Yeah,
I was trying to,
no,
I was
because
trying to make
Gunsmoke
my
picked it up
point.
right away.
They
Yeah.
Don't
fucking got
blame
blue
me.
balls.
Yeah, no, it was funny. Whatever. But
Yeah,
yeah.
Howie, I
Yeah,
saw you in the picture hanging out with a whole bunch of guys dressed up in white. And I guess I don't know what jail you're wearing.
They had white
uh,
uniforms.
dressed up in white.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Everybody had white. It was outside somewhere.
it's the
Maybe
it's the
like
picture.
eight
It's the
guys.
picture. It's the picture you put up when you had that guy that made that tailored jacket for you.
oh yeah. That was Otisville.
Otisville, yeah.
Otisville.
Yeah, yeah,
How many
yeah.
years you stayed there?
No, I only stayed there for like 7 months or something. It
Oh,
was
okay.
I was on my way out.
Uh,
I dropped down from a low to the camp, and then I left from the camp. Yeah, the camp, man. Well, I mean, obviously you don't want to get a lot of time. You're still locked up in a sense, but if you want to if you got to do like 10 years or something, and you can do it at a camp, that'd be a fucking sweet bid.
yeah. How was the food? The food sucked, right?
In the camp, the food was pretty good. No, you know what? Even in Fort Dix, the food was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
food
they had
the food and the feds is good.
they had a salad bar and everything in Fort Dix.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Yeah,
Motherfuckers.
that's yeah. If you do time, you want to go do time at a camp in the feds is way better than state time for sure. Not even
Yeah,
comparable.
yeah. And in Otisville, the food was really good because it was a small place, and all the guys that cooked the food, they were the same guys in our unit, So they made sure they were only cooking for like 50, 60 guys. That was it.
Uh,
Yeah, my last bit that I did, I was in the fucking kitchen block and shit, so we got all the shit, man. They smuggled back all the fucking chicken legs and shit, and thighs and everything, and fucking beef patties and eggs and onions, everything. We had everything.
Shit.
The worst foods was fucking when I was in Rikers Island and Nassau County Jail. Oh man,
Oh
the
my
food
god.
stuck.
What
Yeah,
they
that's
feed
county.
you?
That's why. Yeah,
Yeah,
on a
wow.
stick,
What they give you?
unidentified,
Schwab?
Hey,
unidentifiable shit.
yeah.
hey, common sense. Where did you do time?
Huh?
Common sense. You said you did a
Huh?
bid.
Yeah, I
Where?
did more than one. Yeah.
What jail?
State,
What prison?
state prison, all over the place, man.
Uh,
Connecticut. One in Mass, one in Connecticut.
well, Derby. Derby.
No, Walker, McDougal, Willard,
Uh,
Sapolsky, Hartford. Then in Mass, I was in fucking Ludlow, and what the fuck is the other one? I think it changed to Susan Baranowski after whatever the fuck it was before that. I forget the name of it, but
but they're all shitholes, right?
no, no. I mean, no. The state. I mean, the food was shit, but the places weren't that bad. No,
No.
no.
In Fort
County's
Dix,
different. County was shit, but not the state prisons. So no, state prison not the shithole. County's the shithole.
in Fort Dix at the commissary, you can buy onions, fucking peppers, sazon, everything. It was like a fucking supermarket. All your ingredients you can buy garlic, fresh garlic, and you make fucking rice just like fucking the real Puerto Ricans make rice and the
Yeah, yeah.
pasta. We used to cook the pasta in the fucking bucket with a stinger and the sauce.
With the laundry bag.
Yeah, and the sauce. Whoever was designated to make the sauce. I mean, it was just as good as home. So
Ye-
if there was nothing decent, like coming out of the mess hall, then we'd cook. We'd make our own stuff. Usually it was like pasta and or rice
You guys fry the rice too, right?
One, yeah, in a microwave.
in a microwave. We cooked the rice. Yeah,
Yeah, microwave.
I used to get first it was cans, then it changed into little bags of
Yeah, the bag.
white meat chicken, and just
Yeah,
make rice and chicken. Man, I was fucking chop up the fucking peppers and mix it with the rice too.
Th- those motherfuckers used to blow up microwaves every week.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we literally fucking
Fucking 90 minutes straight in the
would
rice in the
would cut
microwave.
would cut like a 5 gallon drum. We'd cut it in half, fill it up with the sauce, whatever the ingredients, and then put like saran wrap on top and put it in the microwave. It fit perfectly in the microwave and cook it for like fucking 3, 4, 5 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy how long that shit takes in there too, man. That shit just constantly fucking working. And they go
Yeah,
crazy. If somebody fucked the microwave up, people will go nuts. Especially the people that were way in, they'd be fucking going lip. They'd be going crazy.
yeah. And in
They
Dick's,
used
they
to keep,
fixed them pretty fast.
yeah, they swap them out pretty quick because people would be going
Yeah,
fucking nuts if they didn't. They always had them in, back up and shit. They used to keep all the razor blades taped to the back of the microwave with a piece of tape.
yeah, yeah. I never saw that one, but that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, they kept it on the back with a piece of like the masking tape. They just put
Yeah,
the fucking razors and taped them to the back of that shit. They had a whole stash on there, fucking.
I remember when I told him to do that, we fucking sliced the garlic with razor blades and 4 ticks. He was like, "Oh, you got that from Goodfellas."
That's where you got it
Fucking
from. Yeah.
Where do
You
you
fucking
think good?
liquefy
Where do
moron.
you
you
where do you, where
liquefy
do
the
you,
garlic.
Where
where
the
do you
fuck
think
they fucking
Goodfellas got it?
yeah, fucking
You know.
dummy.
Oh, Walpole. I didn't do time there. Walpole was no joke. That's like the most violent prison.
I think I saw a documentary about Walpole like from back in like the fucking 70s or something, and the fucking people they were fucking talking to these fucking black guys that used to rape guys and shit.
Jesus Christ.
Well, Walpole is where that dude fucking Cornfed was from.
What state
The
is
dude
that?
Sammy always talks about. It's a mess.
Jesus. They're
Yeah,
doing that in
Yeah,
Massachusetts.
Walpole.
And
Listen,
I don't know if
Walpole
it
was like
was
the
the
most
same.
dangerous prison in the whole fucking country. Trust me. They had so many murders there every year. It was ridiculous.
Hey,
They,
Howie,
yeah,
you ever heard about that guy? He was in Rikers Island. He was a big black dude. I forgot his name. He would rape almost every inmate that walked in there. What
The
was his
booty
name?
bandit
Yeah,
guy?
I know. I know who you're talking about.
The
That's
booty bandit.
yeah.
No,
What
no,
the
he had
fuck
a
is his
name.
name?
He
Yeah,
had a
hold on.
name.
I know we had one in Connecticut that was named that too. I'm trying to think of the dude's name. Fucking he used to knock dudes out and fuck them.
Yeah, yeah. Or put
What
a
the fuck
towel
was
over
that
the
guy's
face,
name?
come from behind, put a towel over the face and wrap
Uh,
it
yeah.
up.
I heard stories of guys used to knock other guys out and suck their dick.
yeah, they had a
Or the
black
other
dude that
way
used to knock
around.
people out and fuck them. Yeah,
Some
I forget his
crazy.
name, man. What the fuck was his name, bro? That shit's
And
fucking.
in,
The one
in
on
that
Rikers Island. Yeah, I
No, no,
in,
this dude. There was another dude in Connecticut that did that too. It was the same type of shit. Fuck. What the hell is that guy's name,
in
man?
that documentary I was talking about, there was also
Can't remember right now.
a guard that was blackmailing an inmate to give him blowjobs, and
Oh,
get the fuck
I saw
out.
that.
they set
I
the
saw
guard
that
up.
documentary.
They set the guard up. He got fucking caught with his dick out.
Yeah, I remember that. I've seen that
Wow.
documentary. I've seen that
Yeah.
one you're talking about too.
Yeah.
What
Did they also have the black guys that were looking out for each other and they were banging this fucking white guy in the cell? Was that in
that?
the
Who?
same
Robert Rosso?
documentary? Yeah.
No, that was Chomo Inc.
I'm trying to figure out
That's
if
what I
that
was
was the
thinking.
same
I was
the
thinking about
same
Chomo.
fucking
Yeah.
documentary.
What's his name? Rob
Damn,
Ross.
what the fuck was that black guy's name? And they used to have a name for him, bro. I can't fucking this drive me crazy right now. Fuck, man. What the hell is that guy's name, bro?
Maybe you'll
Bubba?
find the name on the internet
Nah,
somewhere.
nah. Nah, it was like a two-part. It was like a two-part name, and it had to do with being a booty bandit. Fucking, it was like Oh, what the fuck was it? As Ducks, maybe Ducks. He might know. I think he did time out
Tyrone?
this way.
I
No,
don't.
no. Where's Ducks? Is Ducks still in the chat? Ducks might know it.
Motherfucker's
Fuck.
crazy in prison, man.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, bro.
Go put some
Fucking.
orange flavored Kool-Aid powder on your lips, boy.
Oh, they did that shit too. The homos did that shit.
Booty Bandit?
I remember this dude, right? There was a dude they called him Apple Bottoms. The dude went and he traded in his pants to get the smaller size pants he could get, them like tight ass shits, and he came into the fucking block one day. And there was a dude that was coming off a bid. He did like 30 years. He was young too. He was only like fucking in his like early 50s. He'd been locked up since he was like 16. Next thing you know how they have like the movie night and shit. They had like the 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying movie on in the day room. And like on a Friday night, everybody would go out there with their chairs and watching and whatnot. Well, some next thing you know, the dude that was coming off the bid, this dude was like 6'6". He could have been in the NBA. He was fucking built like just a straight athlete, man. He was out there fucking throwing alley oop, like 360 windmill dunks and shit like that. Next thing you know, we're all in the fucking day room, and this dude's not there, or whatever. And they look over, and he's snuggled up with the homo in his fucking bunk, dude.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
What in the
Fucking
fuck?
idiot.
that was a big part of fucking creating gangs, fucking back in the day, to protect people from getting raped.
Oh, big time. Yeah, for sure. But see, you wouldn't the people that wound up getting raped most of the time they wanted that. You know what I mean? Like I didn't they, when I was in there, they weren't letting no homos and no people like that around. They would make them fucking pack up and get the fuck
Yeah,
out of there.
or like a fucking young white kid that wasn't affiliated with anyone.
Yeah, he get
Better,
abused for sure.
better join
Yeah,
Islam, boy. Better join Islam. No? Can't join up
No,
no.
with Islam?
no. I seen a
Well,
kid.
I
There was
just
this
said
kid.
if he
There was this
wasn't
kid.
affiliated.
Yeah, there was this kid, fucking Rocco, this Italian kid from fucking Greenwich that we were locked up with. That was he was just a rich fucking white kid. I think he was like strung out on drugs or something. He was doing like robberies, like home robberies and shit like that. And they were extorting that motherfucker. Every time he would get a TV, they take his fucking TV. He get sneakers and shit. They'd be fucking taking his sneakers and shit. They were abusing that
Yeah.
motherfucker left and right. But that's the thing though. He wouldn't do nothing. The first time somebody tries to take your shit, you gotta throw down, bro. Then they'll
Yeah.
fucking leave you alone. You know what I mean? If you one person abuses you, forget about it. You're open game, man. You know.
Yeah,
And they'll pick them people out in 2 seconds.
and they're ruthless. They won't give you a break. They won't even leave you a slice of bread.
No, they'll take. They used to take his trays from him, his fucking commissary, everything, bro. I felt bad for the dude, but I'm not about to help him out. I don't know that motherfucker. He's on his own, bro. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You get involved with that, next thing you know, you become a target. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
That sucks, man.
okay, Dux is saying he doesn't know. Damn, I can't think. I have to fucking look it up later.
I thought it was
I know
Booty
I'm.
Bandit.
Nah, as soon as we fucking hang up the show, I'm gonna remember what it is too.
That
I
happens to me,
forget they.
man.
Oh, damn! I almost had his name, dude. It
The
was it
Booty
was one of
Snatcher?
those. No, no, no. It was one of those names like Oh, what the fuck, man? It was one of those
what?
like street. It was one of those like street names for Prince Albert. That's what it was.
Prince Albert.
Yeah, Prince Albert. Mm-hmm.
I never
Jesus.
heard
That was
that
the
one.
that was the dude's name. Yeah, that was the dude's name in Connecticut, bro. The booty bandit,
I
Prince
was about to
Albert,
say
bro.
Baby Schnaps.
No, yeah, that was his name.
Wow.
You just met Prince Albert, bitch.
Yeah, he
Come
used to
here.
knock dudes out and fuck them, bro. Hmm.
Where's he doing this though? Like in his cell? Like they put
Well,
him with a
listen,
roommate?
they picked their spots. You know, they didn't just fucking go after anybody.
Oh,
They,
no, no, yeah,
you
that was
know, usually,
targeted. They were
yeah,
targeted.
usually like somebody that's fucking timid and not affiliated with any of the groups, just by himself, and doesn't really, just came in. You know, like maybe he just got sentenced to a long bid.
Yeah.
Doesn't
And this,
really know the system. They make friends with him first. They act like they're helping him.
mm-hmm. And this is what they do. Like when you're in the state and shit, everybody gets a prison ID number, and that prison ID number you got stays with you for the rest of your life, right? So people can tell whether or not you've been locked up before by what your prison number is. So if a dude, for instance, had a 4 digit, like when I was in there, it was in the 300,000s. I think I was like 356,050. It's just a number you never forget. You know what I'm saying? So if a dude was in there with the number 29,000, that means that dude was doing bids in fucking the 70s or 60s when they first started giving numbers out. So the older somebody's and the shorter somebody's digit was, if they were a 4 digit or 5 digit, you know that they've been doing time for the last 30, 40 years. So the new people, when they would come in and they would have a fucking 400,000, prison number, they knew that they probably never did time before it was the first time in. Those are the people that they would target. You understand?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I
you
don't
could
think
so
Big
Fresh
you could
Smoke
meat.
can
tell
survive that.
so
Look at
you
this
could
little
tell
lamb.
you could tell by a dude's inmate ID number. Everybody's got their IDs on them and shit. Anytime you go out, what your number is and shit like that. And those are the people they would fucking target.
And some of their victims would get turned out. They would actually like it and become like the guy's bitch.
Somebody's prison bitch.
Yeah.
Hold my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Now you walk with me.
I
Trade
used to
your ass for
say,
some Zuzu
see,
time.
you see people like walking around with their bitch holding onto their waistband.
Yeah.
Their pocket.
Hold on to my
Yeah.
waist.
What in my pocket, boy?
Now you
They
walk
put
with me,
their
bitch.
their name on their tattoo on their butt.
The
You know,
D-
to
the
give it to 'em.
DC
No.
blacks were famous for that reputation.
Oh well,
Yeah.
that's the thing that people don't realize is that anybody that lives in DC, everybody goes to the feds. There's no
Yeah.
state because DC's its own district, so they're deep in the feds. There's
I
no
saw a
state system for them.
documentary about the DC jail, prison, whatever. That shit was gangster. Worst
I
prison
tell
I've
you,
ever seen.
I tell you one thing. Like you can do a good bid in Fort Dix, but it doesn't look like no fucking Camp Fed.
Oh no, no, the camps are definitely different for sure. Then the lows, the USP is a whole different animal right there. That's real time.
Yeah, that's a whole different way of life.
Yeah, that's where people are getting killed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's when there's something, certain rules that you have to obey. Like a basic rule when you're in fucking prison or even in jail is you never reach over another guy's tray to
Oh
get
yeah,
something.
that's a big no no.
Yeah,
They gotta hand it to you. They
you
gotta
gotta
pass it down.
pass
Yeah,
that
you gotta
shit
pass
down.
it.
You reach
Hmm.
over, fucking, you get into
Yeah.
a problem.
Or that shit Carmine just said a few minutes ago. That was
Yeah, they're like
automatic
that.
right there.
Yeah, a friend of mine told me stories, man. He's seen guys attacking other people. They throw a towel over your head and they twist it, and you're trying to get the towel over your face. Either they beat you to a pulp or they rape you, and somebody holding the towel over your head,
I mean,
I don't know about all that, but
it
maybe.
doesn't
Yeah, yeah.
happen. It doesn't happen as often as people think. In this day and age, I'm sure it was more prevalent, from like the '70s back. But
Right, 80s too. Give me some JoJo.
yeah,
No,
probably
okay.
some
Yeah.
some of the '80s. But then not and I remember like when I was in Rikers, the Bloods and the Crips, they weren't fucking really there yet in '93.
Yeah, by 93, didn't they come to Rikers in 93?
Yeah, they were just
Yeah.
fucking very. They were small. They didn't
Yeah.
grow yet. Yeah, it was
Yeah, the DC
the
car is deep anywhere you go.
the Latin Kings and the Nietas ran the shit in Rikers.
No,
Oh yeah,
nietas. Oh
we
my
had
God.
yeah, we
Yeah,
had them where I was at Nietos. They were strong where I was at. There was a lot of them.
Yeah, Puerto Rican gang.
Yeah, Puerto Ricans, yeah.
yeah, but they
I
they
remember
both they both accepted Italians. They accepted any race really, but they were mostly Puerto
listen,
Rican.
this is how goofy these fucking the lows are and shit in the States, bro. The head of the fucking Latin Kings in the fucking block that I was in was a white dude. And the only reason why do you think he was the head of the fucking Latin Kings in the dorm block we were
Yeah,
in?
he had money.
Exactly. He had the commissary. That was it.
Yeah,
Exactly. You already know. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's a joke. It's a joke like that.
In Rikers Island, the house gang ran everything in the unit, in the dorm or the tier, whatever.
Yeah, and
Um,
people are so petty they would they would ask for they would do like the 2 for 1 and shit before the commissary came, like, oh, I'll get you on Wednesday when commissary comes, and then they'd fucking drop a kite in the fucking counselor's office to tell him he's running a store to get him packed up before they gotta pay him back type shit.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you gotta deal with shit like that. That's why you never borrow nothing from nobody or fucking get involved in none of that shit. It just causes problems.
But yeah, those guys, you know, and like if they were in Rikers, they were taking a chance because that fucking, you know, if they just move you to another fucking floor or something or another unit, the word
Oh, they'll
gets
spread the
out.
word.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. It's a good way to get fucked up.
yeah.
I
I
seen it
remember
happen. I seen people get fucked up over a fucking couple of soups.
they used to call the HDM was a building uh on Rikers, and they used to call it the House of Pain.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Jesus.
C-74 was also a wild unit.
Oh, that was a juveniles, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, C
Well,
seventy
yeah,
four was
yeah, yeah.
like the adolescent fucking block and shit. Yeah.
They had they yeah. They also had you know, they had it was mostly
Unsentenced,
adolescents. Yeah,
unsentenced. Yeah,
yeah, unsentence. Yeah, I was in
that's where everybody was getting cut and shit like that.
yeah, yeah. I was in C-76 sentence inmates.
Hmm.
Still fights, still people getting cut, just not as much as the other units.
Yeah, that's like a New York thing too. People getting cut and shit. They don't do that on the West Coast.
Yeah, they don't. Well, back then it wasn't. It was 30 days in a hole
Yeah,
if you
now it's
cut
outside
somebody.
charge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You,
now
now
it's
it's
you
like
outside
guys,
charge.
fucking
you
Yeah.
guys ever experienced
7 years.
someone getting shot?
Huh?
You guys ever experienced someone getting shot in jail, killed?
No.
I watched somebody get sliced up. He didn't die in the
Uh,
Queen's house over the phone.
I've seen people turn into the elephant man getting beat with fucking batteries in the socks and shit like that, but that's about it.
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
I remember the one dude told me he's like, hey man, if you're gonna fucking beat somebody with the soap, don't use the state soap. You gotta use the ivory. That shit turns into powder after you crack somebody in the head a few times. I was like, what the fuck?
yeah. I was in the Queen's house and this big black dude was fucking trying to take over the phone, and these four Spanish dudes just fucking lit him up with razors, and the
Oh
guy
shit.
was screaming for his life, CO, CO, and he
Yeah, I
was all
bet.
fucking. All you saw was fucking red.
Oh my god. That's the
Yeah,
thing too.
this.
People get killed over the phones, man.
Yeah, always because back then it was free.
Yeah,
Back
true.
back then in the fucking 90s, it was just starting to change over to
Long
you had
distance.
to yeah
Call that call bullshit.
yeah,
No, everything was long distance.
but before that it was free. Like you could make fucking calls to whoever you wanted and stay on as long as you want. It was free. That's why people were killing each other. That's why they had a fucking in the evening the house gang would make a list and everyone got 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's why
And
they cap everybody now to a certain amount of time every month, so they don't have them problems with the phones.
yeah, I mean, but and you know now you have to pay for your phone call.
Yeah, yeah, it was crazy too. This one dude I remember that was in there. He was buying everybody's pin codes and shit because he was a business owner. He owned a couple businesses, so he needed to be on the phone all the time. And a bunch of dudes got in trouble and shit. And he was paying people's fucking buying them commissary every week to get their pin codes for their phones and their calling list so he can make calls. He was on the phone all fucking day. This guy.
Yeah, imagine that fucking when the phones were free.
I could only imagine. Must have been a nightmare.
Get off the phone, man.
Yeah, people got
Wow.
killed over that shit,
Get
man.
off the phone,
Yeah,
white boy.
that's when it really became fucking. People were really running the jack back then.
Hmm.
Did you ever eat Jack Mac in there? Kind of like a bootleg macaroni and cheese they got in there. Call it Jack Mac.
I mean,
you
it's
guys do your
That's
own
macaroni
some
and
liquor
that's
cheese.
some
with apple
that's
juice,
some
right?
that's some black people shit. Getting high off that
Yeah.
Jack Mac. That's some fucking black New York shit.
I remember Tupac Shakur rapped about it one time.
Yeah,
Anyway,
They
that's just
made
some
their own
street slang.
alcohol with that apple juice.
And in
Pruno.
Rikers,
That's Pruno.
them Ninja Turtles were no joke.
Oh
They
yeah,
were what?
I seen the dude get fucked up by the Ninja Turtle squad, boy. Oh my god. They did a cell extraction on this cat, bro. Beat the fucking brakes off this guy.
Yeah, they look
karate
like the
chops.
Ninja Turtles. Yeah,
Yeah, they come in there with the fucking riot gear suits on, with the helmets and the face
Oh,
masks and the
yeah.
fucking shields and shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Riot Squad.
You better hit the floor and don't look at them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at
Oh,
my face.
they fucked this dude up so bad one time. Oh my god, bro. He looked like the fucking elephant man when they were done with that motherfucker. You couldn't even identify his ass.
I remember when the
What the
fucking
fuck is that?
What?
The fuck is
that's
playing some like
Carmine
Chinese music?
playing the guitar.
Chinese music.
That's
Oh.
Carmine.
Chinese music.
Sounds
No.
like I was walking into a fucking Chinese restaurant or something. One of the buffets and shit. Ding dong dong dong. Fucking. What the
No.
fuck
I
is
was
going on?
playing
I know
REM,
fucking
you
Chinese music.
About to
That's a
ask you for
beautiful
some.
lullaby.
About to ask you for some
It's
fucking
like
lo mein and some fucking chicken fingers and shit.
it's like
know.
relaxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just playing,
It adds
random song.
ambiance. I like
There's
it.
some ambiance.
When I was in Nassau County, I was there when the pagans and the fucking Hell's
Oh, the
Angels got
biker
into it.
gangs.
Yeah.
Oh,
So in my unit, it had all the pagan guys, and this fucking one guy they called him T-Rex. He was like 6'7", big fucking giant motherfucker. He got into a fight with a blood, and the fucking guy literally did not know how to fight. He beat the fucking blood kid by accident because he fell on top of him.
Knocked them out.
T-Rex.
Not the blood kid tried to scoop him up, and he was too heavy, and he fucking fell on top of his head and
Knocked him out.
knocked him out. And the fucking pagan guy cracked him a few
Wow.
more times. Yeah,
What
but
is
this guy,
Casper? What's Casper saying?
they called him T-Rex. He was huge. He was throwing punches like a girl.
Did he have like little arms?
No, he was fucking
He was just
giant, but
big. Yeah.
he just
he
didn't know
just
how to
couldn't
throw
fight.
punches.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Godzilla boy.
Oh, was
probably
he
Most of
never.
throwing
them,
He
haymakers?
probably never
most
got.
of them big guys never been in a fight in their life.
Yeah, he probably never been into a fight before. Who the fuck's gonna mess with him? He's like 6'7".
Yeah, that's a lot of them guys. A lot of them.
But I think he was like fucking touch something because all he used to do was fucking uh, draw things and color them
Oh, he was
all
retarded.
day. Yeah, it's like
He was a
fucking
retard.
had coloring books. This guy.
Oh, he's like cane shades. Was it cane shades?
Yeah,
Keychains. Oh my god, I
Hey,
remember that.
Toby used for white, right?
remember when I was joking around, I was telling everybody that Kane Shades probably got coloring books for Christmas, and then he came on and
That
he did an episode where he was opening up gifts and somebody got him a coloring book. I was dying, bro.
that was 2 years ago. I remember that.
Yeah, I was dying, bro. I was in stitches, bro. That shit was funny as hell. I said I knew that motherfucker got coloring books for Christmas, man. I fucking knew it.
but
I knew it.
hey, recent revelations have made me wonder if when I published the letter on October 18th, 2022, I unintentionally screwed up a certain neo-Nazi troll future with an Italian princess.
Sounds like a
That's what it
Disney
sounds
movie.
like. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it's a new Disney flick coming out. Ice Princess.
Well, evidently, Kasparov, it was a real serious, long relationship.
Hey, did I not call that?
Yeah, you give chicken pot pie to somebody you're really familiar with. You know.
I told you that story didn't make no damn sense. And that lady didn't she swear on her fucking grandkids that was the first time they ever met each other?
Yeah,
Shit.
and they just didn't hit it off.
And there was nothing there.
Yeah, there was nothing there. Meanwhile, they were fucking making arrangements to fucking move to Rhode Island or Queens.
Yeah. So that should tell you all you need to know about that shit.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
right. And she swore. She swore. Yeah,
Yeah, she did swear.
they got no problem swearing. They don't. Doesn't mean anything when they do it.
A common
Nothing.
sense. Loman in the hospital? Somebody
Probably should
posted a
be.
picture.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I heard MRE was in the hospital.
Was it MRE?
He had a pancreas attack.
Oh yeah?
Oh,
Pancreatitis?
Yeah,
That's no joke.
Gingivitis.
that's bad.
yeah. He was he did a live from inside the hospital.
Yeah, people can die from that shit.
Oh yeah.
Pancreatitis.
Oh yeah.
Well, I
What, he made
guess
it?
yeah, I guess he made it.
He had a German doctor.
Yeah.
It was just German time.
And then I
Are you
heard
sure?
Loman. The reason why he was missing was because he was at the nut house.
Yeah, he was at the nut house. Yeah, that's what I heard. I don't know.
It must be a fucking Pennsylvania thing.
Why is everybody going to the nut house? I don't understand.
What do you mean? They're all fucking crazy. Fuck.
I mean, they
You
want to
ain't,
be gangsters and they're not gangsters. I don't know. It's just,
Yeah, it
you ain't
must
gang.
be.
I just find it ridiculous.
You ain't gangster till you've been in the nut house a few times.
It must
Shit.
be a Pennsylvania thing.
Was
I wonder
that?
if him and the dude had the same doctor.
Yeah, it was the Sakali was saying that Nadu is he should be locked up in the nut house.
Yeah, Sakali's got a hard on for him, man.
Yeah,
Calls him Jeff Poo Poo. That's what
Yeah,
he
we
calls
still
him.
got to fucking remember to fucking put that show together about Casman.
Oh yeah, yeah, we do. That
Oh,
guy's
it's
another.
good.
He should be in a nut house. That guy, he's a fucking crackpot. That
yeah.
fucking
Casman was saying that John Gotti had control over other families, and I wrote back to him. I said, John Gotti did not control over the families. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, here's what
And he
Angel
goes to
said.
me, I don't know what I'm talking
did
about. I
you
said, dude, John Gotti
did
did
you
not
hear
control over. Yeah.
No,
did you hear what Casman said on that American Made interview he did last week?
that was furthest from the truth,
This
Carmine.
this fucking
Yeah,
guy said that John Gotti Sr.'s dying wish was that he wanted Casman to divorce his wife, marry Angel, and take care of
yes.
his son Peter. What the fuck?
Yeah, he wanted John Gotti wanted him to take Peter under his wing to put
Well,
him in the garment industry. Yeah,
that just proves he didn't fucking care for Casman.
That's crazy.
yeah,
I
I
guess I
couldn't
guess
believe he said that.
I guess he didn't like Casman.
Well, listen to this. Angel said 5 hours ago. Louis
Huh.
Casman said that my father told my brother John to make Louis his firstborn son's godfather, but that John picked Mikey Scars instead. Well, Louis, Carmine, and my sister Victoria are his godparents, and also you're Jewish, Louis. You couldn't have baptized anyone's children. By the
yeah,
way, Mikey Scars is John Gotti III's godfather. Shake
yeah,
my
Yes,
head.
he is. Yes, he is.
yeah. And I
You would
think
never
Eli, what?
listen. Anybody in that life is not going to have a non-made member be somebody's godfather, dude. They do that. They do that. John Gotti Jr. I think he's a godfather like 18, 19 times. People did that just out of respect for who the person. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
Jojo
would
but
never.
Perazzo's my
You
yeah,
daughter's
would.
but
godfather.
common
Yeah,
sense. But
you would ever ask a non-made member to be a made member's fucking godfather to their firstborn kid. That's ridiculous. Nobody believes that shit.
no, but Eli is John Gotti Jr.'s first son's godfather. He baptized his son.
I don't believe that.
Casman's
Yeah,
saying senior
no,
I
no,
son.
don't
no.
believe that's true.
Eli baptized John Jr.'s son. Yeah,
I don't think so.
no, no, it's true. And then
Uh-oh.
vice versa. Yeah, yeah.
Now
And
you're a
John Ju-
liar. Yeah.
Somebody
John
might have
Jr.
to fact check
baptized
that one.
Eli's son.
Well,
Yeah.
isn't John Jr. Mikey Scars' son's godfather or no?
Well,
Yes,
John
one of
Jr.'s
them.
got what? 7 kids. He's got I don't know which one. So
Yeah, somebody might need to fact check that. I don't know about that one.
yeah. No, no, but
Well,
I know Eli
I know John Jr. baptized one of Alite's kids.
Yes,
yes,
that's true.
and
His oldest
and
son, but I
vice
don't believe
versa.
that Alite did his kids. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never heard anything either way, so I don't know.
Well, he's got what? 7 kids, 6 kids. How many kids he's got?
I don't know.
Yeah.
What year did he have his first kid?
I mean, there's pictures, them together. John,
Oh yeah, no, they were
Eli
definitely
holding
fucking.
John Jr.'s kid.
They were close. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Alite
Oh,
was
that
in
was
the
at
wedding
that was at
party.
the birthday. Yeah, that was at the birthday party. The kid's 1 year birthday party.
Yeah, Eli doesn't talk
You
about
just
John
gotta
Jr.
figure. You
anymore.
just gotta. A helpful thing would be like, what year was the kid born?
The what?
What
I don't
year
know.
John's firstborn was born?
Early 90s? I don't
Well,
know.
I think John Gotti the third is his oldest kid. So I think he's like what 30 now or something, 31, 32, something like that. So just I don't know, like the mid early 90s maybe.
Mhm.
Right. So then that couldn't. Then Alite wouldn't be a godfather in the mid-90s.
And I don't believe that they would have allowed him to be the kid's godfather.
Well, I don't
No,
know.
maybe I got it confused.
Well,
Maybe John Jr. baptized.
somebody said
Yeah,
Carmine and Scars.
John Jr. baptized Alite's kid, not the other way around.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, then I
Yeah.
got
They're
confused.
saying
Yeah.
Alite was not godfather to any of Junior's kids.
No, he's not.
Carmine and Scars are Frankie and Johnny's godfathers.
Listen,
Okay,
trust me. You can take this for what it's worth. I'm telling you, there's no way a made member is gonna have a non-made member be that kid's godfather. I'm telling you, it don't work like that. Howie, you could back me up on this. It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think so. But
No, it don't work like that. I'll be shocked if that
yeah,
happened.
it's
Well,
either
you know,
if you're part of that life, it's either a family member or a made
A
guy.
made man, yeah. Usually your captain or your boss, out of respect.
so if John Jr. baptized Alite's kid, was John
Yes,
Jr. already a made guy?
yes.
He was already a made guy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought they had a fallout when he became a made guy.
No, it was
Well, not
later.
right away. Not right away.
It was later. It's
Oh,
years, a couple, like 3, 4 years later, something like that.
okay.
He got made in '88.
Christmas, right?
Right. So they fell out like around what 91, 92.
Yeah. Hmm. Right. From what I believe happened is that after Sammy flipped and went bad, the father ordered a house cleaning basically, and that anybody that was suspect or he didn't want being around the shit got basically either chased or just distance from, and I think that was part of it.
That makes
But do
sense.
you but do you
Yeah.
believe ALA you believe ALA was chased from Junior?
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
we
No,
just told him not to come
I
around anymore?
yeah, I don't think he was chased. Period. Maybe their relationship. He wasn't coming around to see Junior, but he was still hanging around and coming to see Ron with Charles Caniglia, and I seen him come to see Ronnie One Arm. So I don't.
Junior distanced himself from him. That's all
Yeah,
it
right.
was.
I don't think it was like an official
Yeah,
chasing. Yeah.
he put him with somebody else. That's all it was. You got to remember too, like if what's being said is the relationship that A Light was involved with murders with Junior, whatever. You don't chase a guy like that. You kill him. You know what I mean? That's another telltale
Well,
sign.
they were planning on killing him, Junior and Carmine Agnello.
Killing who?
Hey, like
No, no. But that's what I'm saying though. You know what I mean?
But didn't they like they try to kill Carmine also?
that kid, Steve the go.
Kaplan. Kaplan.
No, Steve something else. Stephen Newell. He was
Oh,
supposed
Stephen
to.
Newell. Yeah,
He,
yeah.
he was
With
supposed to
Carmine.
do it. Yeah,
Yeah, with Carmine. Yeah. He should. Well, A Light shot him in the ass.
yeah, that was earlier.
Yeah. It was over some coke or something like that, I guess.
Yeah, he was running one of A Light's spots.
Yeah, the White Horse or something, I think.
I don't think it was the White Horse, but it was one of them places. The White Horse
Bedrock.
kind of
Oh,
like you know like faded out like at a certain point in time.
oh, okay.
It,
I
it, it
forget what
was
the name. I thought it
yeah
was one of them.
it was like the fucking hot spot for like in the 80s, and I'm not sure if it maybe like in early 90s. I don't I don't think it was the hot spot anymore.
That guy passed away recently too.
Which guy?
Newell.
Yeah, yeah,
He had like a heart attack or something.
yeah, yeah. Well, he actually fucking met up with fucking A Light in that interview.
Yeah, they did a show together. Yeah. Yeah, they did that show on his channel
Hmm.
that when the Gene or whatever is still around there. That was probably like 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago now, something like that. Well,
You
that's
know,
the thing.
like
I guess the reason why he did that though is because when Junior wrote his book, The Shadow of My Father book, I guess in the book he had called Stephen Newell a rat because he testified in the fucking trial when Junior he was testifying for the defense, and I guess Newell said that he had reached out to Angel to ask her, why her brother was calling him a fucking rat, and she said that, she's gonna talk to him, and they were supposed to revise it when the book came out, and then they put the book out, and he never changed it and shit, and that's what fucking pissed him off, I guess.
Right.
How
Yeah,
many people testified against Junior? You remember that, Howie?
Oh no, I don't know, but I'm sure a lot.
there was a ton of
So
people.
so when Junior got locked up and then Alite was already in jail in Brazil, who ratted first? That's
Scars,
the timeline. Huh?
scars, scars.
Scars ratted first.
Yeah, scars testified in all fucking 3 or 4 Junior's trials.
He put what, 90 guys in jail? Something like
Oh, a lot of fucking people, man.
Yeah, well,
that.
I think fucking it was like around like I think when we found out A Light was cooperating was like around 2006 or 7.
It was after Junior already went in Crawford.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So Junior proffered before. Okay.
A-Light flipped.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so
Yeah.
so Junior cooperated before A Light.
And
So
this is the one thing I'll say, right, to put this into perspective, is that you have people that, I know Casperosa has his own views on this or whatever, but I think that some of the information or a lot of it that he got came from Junior, and it wasn't true. It was self-serving on Junior's end, because if you're cooperating and you're a long time informant and shit, then when you get indicted, you don't flee to another country and then try to fight extradition and stay in a Brazilian prison like Ari Franco for 2 fucking years trying to fight extradition if you're planning on cooperating and talking to the government. You understand?
Right.
right,
Right.
right,
That doesn't make any sense. If a guy's cooperating and plans on testifying, he doesn't stay in a fucking Brazilian prison for 2 years fighting extradition, trying to become a Brazilian citizen and shit in order not to get extradited to the US if he's planning on talking. That's just the way I see it.
Yeah, that's a
It
good
doesn't
point.
make Yeah, that doesn't make any
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
There's a lot of people out there, including myself. I wasn't planning on cooperating. It just happened. They approached me and I said yeah. But I wasn't planning on it. I wasn't looking for them or thinking about cooperating. It just fucking I got the fucking my lawyer told me they wanted to sit down with me. I thought about it and I sat down with them and I decided to cooperate.
Well,
But
they had dirt on you, so
but I didn't have no plans. Like it wasn't like I
yeah,
was even thinking about that. But
yeah. That was your
shit
way
had
out. Yeah,
yeah, it was.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
And
I'm
Now,
gonna have to we're gonna have to agree to disagree on that one, Casper Rosa. I hear you, but I just
now,
I don't
Alite,
I don't
when
believe that.
Alite went on the run, what was that all about? That's the that I never understood why he went on the run. Was it over the
What do you mean?
drug
They were getting
thing?
indicted for a racketeering case out of Florida with Ronnie One Arm and all them.
Oh, with the parking lots and all that stuff.
Yeah. Prestige valet parking and all that shit. Yeah.
is there paperwork on that, Casperosa? A Light was a CIA in the 90s.
No, I know where
No,
he's getting
no.
that from. Basically, where he's getting that from is the guy that A-Light's done shows with and spoken to. The guy's name was David Gentile. He was an FBI agent back in the 90s, and he was retired at the time. But A-Light had met him, I believe, at his son's hockey game. I think his kid played hockey too, and they developed a friendship, and he was in contact and spoke to him like, from time to time or whatever. And I think that Casperosa believes that he had an on again or open relationship with the guy that, if push came to shove, he can contact him and he could help him out basically if he wanted to cooperate at some point. That's what I think he's talking about.
Yeah, man. Listen, A Light was the type of guy he probably was trying to fucking groom that
Probably trying to
agent.
game them.
Yeah.
Exactly. hmm Well, it's like the whole thing with the Whitey Bulger shit with the guy there in Mass, right? That John Connolly guy. John Connolly was writing up all these reports and memorandums that Whitey Bulger was a top echelon informant to keep him out on the streets to help him out. But if you look at the information and stuff that he actually got on there, most of it was due to the fact that fucking Connolly was just helping this guy out because he fucking respected him, and the guy saved his life when he was younger. And if you look at the paperwork and the 302s and information that came from Whitey Bulger, all that stuff was information they got from other informants that Connolly would just put into his file claiming that he got it from him. That's how the whole thing started when they started going through the paperwork and looking at what he was actually giving them, because everybody was calling saying, how is Whitey still out on the streets? The guy just got done murdering these three, four other fucking people. And Connolly would say, oh, well, he's our top echelon informant. He's giving us all this other information. Well, remember when Whitey got picked up after he was on the lam for 18 years? He didn't go in and cooperate. He went to fucking trial and blew
Yeah.
trial. He claimed he wasn't no fucking rat. He was using the Connolly guy for information to get over on people. Now, I'm sure he fucking probably fed him shit here and there to go after people he didn't like or whatever, but I don't believe it was to the extent of what they claim it was. I have a hard time believing that. I think Bulger was you know getting over on that guy. That's
Yeah,
what I think.
he was giving him a little fucking snacks here and there just to keep him happy.
Exactly.
Still a rapper.
Yeah. But I think that's kind of what maybe A-Light was trying to do. Maybe he was trying to game this guy or have a, you know what I mean? Who the fuck knows? I don't know. I can't say for sure. I could be wrong,
Yeah,
but
oh,
I
but
just I don't think so.
it could always be useful, like the guy may hear of a big fucking indictment coming down and give
Tip
them
you
time
off.
to disappear. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is and how do you think it is that Whitey got tipped off and disappeared and went on the lam? That wasn't something he started preparing for overnight. The guy had fucking money hidden all over the country in different fucking banks. He had identification and he was gone. The guy was fucking on the run for 18 years.
Yeah.
He had plenty of time to prepare.
I got fucking we got tipped off when I was supposed to get pinched for the burglary when the feds were gonna pick it up. You know how we got tipped off? My friend's fucking attorney was in the fucking elevator and heard the fucking prosecutors talking to each other about it.
Oh wow.
So he tipped off my friend. My friend said, "Yeah, we heard that they're going to be coming. They're going to be taking over the case." And we always knew that they came on Thursdays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. So I stayed out of my house, and they came. I wasn't there, and I got to turn myself in with my attorney, and I was in and out.
Oh, Casperosa said he has proof of it, so I don't know.
Yeah, like when they said A-Light wasn't a credible witness in Junior's trial.
Yeah,
I mean, who's saying that? Junior's lawyer? You know what
I
I
think
mean?
that was
No,
in
the
the news.
jury,
Or
the
something.
jur, the jur, the
Yeah.
jur. Some of the jurors said it.
Okay.
But this is the thing. Let me say something. All right, this is the thing. Sure, anytime somebody's going to get on the witness stand, the defense team's going to be able to tear them apart, especially if they have baggage. You know what I mean? They could put fucking Princess Diana or Mother Teresa up on that stand and fucking tear them a new asshole and make them look like
Kato
scumbags,
Kato.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they could demolish fucking anybody. At the end of the day, regardless of the fact whether or not the jurors didn't believe A-Light's testimony, A-Light wasn't the only one that testified against Junior. Don't forget,
No.
Mikey
Yeah.
Scars testified in his other fucking trials as the government star fucking witness. So was Mikey Scars no good, discredited too?
Yeah.
You can't say that, oh, Junior beat the case because A-Light wasn't a credible witness. Well, what about Mikey Scars and all the other people that came forward and testified in his other fucking trials that he got hung
right. If
juries on?
if they found any of them credible, they can convict just on that.
Exactly. So trying to just blame him is ridiculous. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. He said some stuff on there that turned out not to be true, but did he say it because he thought it was true and it wasn't because he got bad information? That's possible.
Yeah, yeah, it is possible.
And maybe they were able to use those, tidbits of information that he didn't know or he got wrong to fucking discredit the guy, which is most
Well,
likely what happened.
you know how it is. I'm not just saying it was one thing got discredited, but usually you can tell 50 truths and you get caught in one lie, and everyone thinks you lied about everything.
Well, yeah, because that's literally a legal principle that they use in court. It's called falsus in uno, falsum in omnibus. Means that if you lie about one thing, you lie about everything. That's how they determine a witness's credibility. So if you get caught in one lie, big or small, they're done. To go back to the O.J. Simpson case, for example, Mark Furman got caught lying on the fucking witness stand. The case was over. You know what I mean? As soon as
Yeah.
one of the detectives gets caught committing perjury on the stand, bye bye to the case. Same thing goes for the witnesses that are on trial on the stand. There goes your case. Because you got to remember, 95% of the information that they had on Junior was all hearsay information and stuff that they got told by people that were cooperating. You know what
Right.
I mean? It wasn't necessarily shit that he got caught red-handed for. So if you can get somebody on a stand and discredit them or make them appear to be discredited or a liar, well, you're most likely going to get a hung jury or beat your case. And that's what he did. But don't forget, he also beat three other cases, one Mikey Scars, Joey D'Angelo, and all these other people that came forward that cooperated, and he was able to beat those cases. So
Yeah.
obviously he had a good defense team, and they did a good job for him. He beat fucking three trials, so
Yeah.
I don't understand how they can try a guy 3 times, you know.
because
I mean,
it was for different crimes. They can't charge a guy three times, but as a hung jury, you can get a retrial on the case. So the first two or three trials that he had was all the same case realistically, but the last one was based on new information they got because now A-Light came forward to talk about other crimes he was involved in.
Right.
yeah. But they can't try you on the same crime. Like if they bring
They
you to
they can't
trial,
they can't if
they
it's a
can't
hung
do that.
jury.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't if it's a hung
Oh,
jury.
oh, it's 100. Okay.
What's up, Muggs?
They can't charge you for the same crime if you went to trial and you got found not guilty. That'd be considered double jeopardy.
Double
Except
jeopardy.
except is that what they could do is that the state could charge you and then the feds could pick it up and charge you with the same shit and take it to trial with the feds. Then it's not double jeopardy. Even though you've already went to trial to beat the murder, the feds add two racketeering elements to it. Now you have a new fed case on the same murders and the same shit, and you go back and face a fed case. So
That's
it's kind of like a gray
that's what
area.
happened. That's what happened to Bobby Vinace.
Yeah. And a lot of the times,
Bobby
for
Glasses.
instance, yeah, a lot of the times, for instance, what the feds will do is that they'll let a state go forward with a state prosecution and put on their information and their evidence just to see what the outcome of that case is going to be. And then let's say hypothetically in the case of Gotti Sr., when he was on trial, when Willie Boy, Tony Lee, and all them for the racketeering trial that they got in, and the state went through and prosecuted him, that's when Diane Giacalone outed Willie Boy during that trial.
Yes.
Well, the
Yeah.
feds were already waiting to indict him. They already had evidence and everything that they wanted to, but they let the state proceed with that case, hoping that he would either be found not guilty and they could move forward with their case, or what they do is there's a hung jury, whatever. So the feds use the information that happened during that trial and they fix all the little mistakes that the state did fucking wrong. So when they try them federally and shit, they don't make the same mistakes and they're guaranteed a win. So it's almost like the feds will let the state go as like a practice trial. Like, go ahead, take a shot at them. You know what I mean? We don't care about the outcome. We're gonna charge them afterwards,
Yeah.
and they'll do shit. They do shit like that all the time.
I wonder what his lawyer bill was.
Oh, millions,
Yeah.
millions.
You know what was one of the reasons why Bobby Vinace beat his state murder case? They asked the witness to point out Bobby Vinace, and they pointed out his brother by mistake.
Wow.
He pointed out the wrong guy.
Yeah,
Oh my god,
his
that's a
brother
bummer.
his brother looks similar to him. That's why.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
that was one of the reasons.
Which murder was that?
The the shooting in the bar, the two guys.
Oh, with Linda Gotti's
Yeah,
boyfriend.
right. Yeah, and then with the federal case, they got a couple of eyewitnesses to change their mind and testify that didn't testify in the state case.
You know,
Wow.
I I don't know, Castros. Maybe you can send me whatever proof you got, or if it's on your website, send me the article or whatever that you're talking about. I don't understand how it would make sense that A-Light was, possibly cooperating back then and that he was still allowed to come back around all the different people in the Gambino family over the next, 10 or 15 fucking years. I just, well, how come nobody else knew that? I mean, he was still meeting up with Ronnie One Arm, Johnny Carnegie, some people associated with Carmine Agnello, guys in Jersey and shit like that. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd have to see what you're talking about because that doesn't make sense to me. And if you're cooperating, let's say on the sneak for all these fucking years, then how do you get picked up and indicted with the same guys on a case if you're one of the fucking cooperators? I mean, it just doesn't it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not saying I'm right. I could be wrong. It just I don't understand that. And here's an example too. I heard Casman, right, on that American Made interview when he was being asked when he started cooperating, right? I don't know if people watched the interview or not, but if you
I
notice that
did.
he wouldn't answer that question. They said, "What year did you start cooperating?" It's unclear, and Casman said, "You're right, it is unclear," but he never says what year it was, right? And what he does is that he goes and he starts giving an example of he says, use your common sense and just think about this. If I was cooperating with the government, back in the, late 90s, as what's being alleged, I believe it was 1997 that he became a cooperator after he did the 7 months for the perjury in 1996, right? You have to, he wants you to sit back and ask yourself, like, oh, if I was cooperating with the government, then why was the government allowing me to write writs and get representation for Gotti Sr. to try to get him out of Marion and go get him put into these hospitals and shit like that? And that, the government wouldn't even allow me to visit Senior when he was at Marion or any of these places. Well, yeah, no shit. The government's going to allow you to do that so you continue to work for them so you don't become a target or become suspicious to them and their fucking family that why aren't you
That's
helping
right.
him out all of a sudden? Why aren't you trying to get him representation or get him a lawyer or try to get him out of this medical fucking place? Of course they're gonna fucking do that. He's trying to
Right.
he's trying to use this as an example for why it doesn't make any sense why the government would allow a cooperator to do this. Is he fucking serious? Bro, he was
And why
telling people, huh?
and why would the feds fucking care if he fucking was helping the guy get better medical care?
They wouldn't. Those two things have nothing to do with each other. You're talking about John Gotti's medical care in fucking prison versus him cooperating against guys that are out in the streets or members of his fucking family that he was close with. And then Casman made a comment, if you guys caught it. I know you caught it, Howie, because we spoke about it. But
Yeah.
Casman said that, the government would never allow him to go in and visit Senior while he was in Marion, but that Casman would still take the trips out to Marion with different family members, knowing he wasn't going to be able to go into the visit. He says, well, if I was cooperating, why wouldn't they want me to go in there and let him see him? Well, the reason why you were traveling out there with him is so that when the family members went in to speak to Senior, when they got out, they reported right back to you and told him everything he just said in fucking Marion. And then you go report back to your fucking handler. What do you mean, stupid?
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, is this guy serious?
Yeah, he was wearing a wire to get John Jr. when he walked into the house, and that's how he recorded Mrs. Gotti. Got her on tape. It's
Listen, the
not that
the
he.
the the bottom line is that we have another guy that claims that he loved fucking, John Gotti Sr. so much that he was wearing wires on members of his families and trying to get people jammed up and then cooperating while he was alive still. I mean, give me a fucking break. He's another one. I don't believe a word that guy fucking says. I really don't.
Yeah, but he was wearing a wire to get John Jr. But he wasn't there at the house, and so he
It
said
it
that
it,
the
it
device
don't.
is not. You can turn it on and turn it off. So he was at the house having conversation with Mrs. Gotti
You can
and got
turn it
her
on
on
and
tape.
off.
Well, I don't. I mean, I don't know.
You listen, you
How?
can turn the devices on and off, but the government doesn't want you to turn the devices off because if you turn the devices off while you're stopped to be recording, the chain of custody gets broken and the defense team is going to be able to put you on the stand and ask
Okay.
them why you were starting and stopping these audio recordings. What were you talking about when you turned these things off? What, you didn't want to
Right.
incriminate yourself? So they'll tear you up
Yeah.
on a fucking witness stand. That's why the government
Yeah.
doesn't want you to do that. But people do it all the time. You see what's his name? The John Rubio guy was doing that shit in the Merlino case,
Yeah.
stopping
Yeah.
and starting his fucking recording device while he was committing crimes and shit. You know what I mean? So he's lying when he says, oh, I couldn't turn the fucking recorder off. Yes, you could have.
And besides that, like, if you know you're wired up and you're talking to Mrs. Gotti, just don't talk about fucking criminal shit.
Exactly. You just steer the conversation into something else, or if she starts talking about something, act like, hey, I gotta run real quick and
I
leave.
gotta go to the bathroom or something. Yeah, whatever.
Exactly. You break it up and keep it moving so you don't put her in that spot. I mean, it's obvious that he's on here for one reason, and that's for his own selfish fucking, means. And he's gonna act like he's on here trying to set the record straight and tell the truth and shit. I don't think that guy knows how to tell the truth, to be honest with you.
No. No.
I think he's a
But he,
slippery. I think he's a
but
slippery motherfucker. That guy.
I do believe he was close to the family. So
I believe he
he
was
would,
close to the family for a short
yeah,
amount of period of time, not the period of
yeah,
time he claims, though.
yeah, yeah, because he
It
was in the
doesn't make any
garment
sense.
industry. Yeah, that's
Well, that's the other thing, though. That doesn't make any sense, though, because you have to remember that Gotti Sr. didn't become boss of the Gambino family until 86. He goes
right.
away in fucking, what, 1990, 1991? The only way that Gotti would have a relationship with Casman in the Garment Center with Tommy Gambino is if he was already boss at the time. So obviously his relationship with him and his business would have had to start after he was already boss because he had no business with him before he became boss in the Garment Center.
Correct. Correct.
So that's another thing that doesn't make any sense that he talks about. But you know, the thing is that he understands the audience on this YouTube. Most of these people, they don't know any fucking better. Those are the people that these guys target when they come on here with their bullshit. Just like when Junior goes on and does the interview with Patrick Bet David or the burner guy and he spins his fucking wool and tells his bullshit fucking stories on there. He's not worried about guys like us calling him out. He's worried about the, 9 million people watching the show that don't know any better that are just gonna listen to it and be like, oh, okay, yeah, he said it, I believe it, you know?
Yeah. Then he claims how close he was with Tommy
John.
Gambino.
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't think fucking Tommy Gambino knew he was a rat for John?
Of course. Of course. It's ridiculous, man. But they go on these channels where they know they're safe. Like it's no knock to that kid. I don't know what his name is, the American Made channel there or whatever. But you can tell the guy's not a fucking street guy. He ain't a fucking
No, no, he's
he
a
don't come from
hillbilly.
none of he don't know any better. So when Casman tells him this shit,
He
he's
believes
getting
it.
content out of it and he believes it probably.
Yeah.
You know. But
Yeah,
that's the
he's some
thing
kind
though
of
is that
hillbilly.
Casman also knows that he can get away with it on that channel. You understand? Because that kid don't know any better.
It'd be fun if you would examine Casman. You
Oh,
versus Casman.
he don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I'll do it any day of the week, but he ain't gonna want to do that.
Yeah, because you'll catch him in plenty of lies. That's why.
Yeah, and the thing is you got to let
All right,
him
Cass.
lie until the end because if you start putting pressure on him in the beginning of the interview, he'll fucking take off.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, he'll run for sure,
Yeah.
without a doubt. Danny Green says, "Carmen, what do you think will happen during the Cobra?" I mean, to be honest with you, I haven't been like, following up on any of the new, revelations or evidence that came out. The last time I saw any updates on that, I believe they had purchase receipts for the knife and the balaclava or face mask that he was wearing, and they got his DNA on the knife sheath. It sounds to me like he's pretty fucked. You also got to remember too is that the kid was a forensics fucking student in
Yeah, he studied criminal
criminal
justice.
forensics. Yeah, but specifically criminal for like forensics and shit like that. So he knew all the, procedures that law enforcement uses when they're going through crime scenes and gathering evidence and shit like that. And it just happened to be that he made one fucking mistake and dropped that knife sheath at the house. So that's gonna that's gonna come back and bite him in the ass.
Hell yeah. How the fuck did that thing get in the house?
Yeah. And then they have a receipt for the K-bar knife and they got a receipt for the face mask that the girl, said that the killer was wearing. So I'm pretty sure he's fucked. They might
It
they might
ca-
try to get the death penalty in that case,
yeah,
honestly.
that's what they were seeking. Yeah, they're seeking the
Yeah,
death penalty.
they might get it.
What happened with the New England serial killer? Yeah, he hasn't killed any victims lately.
Yeah, I heard mixed
Albino
reports. Some of the FBI people are saying they don't believe it's a serial killer, just coincidence these bodies came up on
coincidence.
the rivers or whatever, but I don't know. You gotta look at the crimes itself, like how the people died in the murders, to see if there's any, direct links between them. Because a lot of the time, what these cops will do is that they'll find somebody that, killed one or two of these people, then they'll throw fucking 20 unsolved murders on the fucking guy just to close the cases out.
Right.
You know? So who the fuck knows? I don't know the truth to that.
I was watching that that Keys guy. What was his first name? Fuck.
Oh yeah, Isaac Keys.
Yeah, that fucking guy. You got to listen to him fucking talking to the cops. He's got no fucking remorse for anything. He's laughing and telling
Oh
jokes.
yeah, he's a psychopath.
Yeah, yeah, he's a nut.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that guy had fucking murder kits like all throughout the United States and various states. So anytime he would travel out there, he'd dig up this murder kit, kill the people, and then go back and bury it again.
What's his name? The black guy. His last name was Little. He
Yeah,
killed over a hundred women.
yeah,
That
the
guy
black
was
guy.
sick, man. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Last. I
referred
forgot.
he referred to them as his babies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
That's
black
sick,
guy.
man.
and he was able to get it. He was able to get away with it for so long because most serial killers are white,
Yeah,
Yeah. Yes.
and he happened to be African American and black, or whatever. So that's why he was able to get away with it for so long.
I'm surprised that he remembered a lot of those women, like their names and all that stuff.
He gets off on that shit, man. You kidding me? Those people take fucking souvenirs from the kills and shit, and fucking wear
yeah.
them and
Yeah.
sleep
I'm
in them in their houses.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
like
surprised.
Carnegie, what's his name?
Charles.
Yeah, Carnegie.
Charles Carnegie.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the woke didn't make a big deal about him not being the typical serial killer because he's black.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
They'd be
Yeah,
like, "Oh, that's racist. Why
it's
wouldn't
the
you think
truth.
he's the serial killer?"
It's the truth, though.
I know.
I think you can name the only ones I could think off the top of my head that weren't white was Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, that that little guy, and then you had that
The Green
fucking
River.
Zodiac,
yeah,
Zodiac killer.
that was the well, the Zodiac killer was a white guy. They proved it through DNA later, but after he was already dead at the time. But yeah, he was the little guy was a Green River killer, and then you had that Johnny N guy. You ever see the documentary on him and his partner?
No.
Oh,
No.
you gotta look up that sick fuck, dude. These two guys were fucking animals, man. They had fucking torture chambers and fucking buildings that they built where they fucking would bring their victims to and shit like that. They were
Oh,
real
I
fucking
think I
sick.
did see something like that.
Yeah, it was an Asian guy with these fucking
Yeah,
he
yeah,
had them
yeah,
gas pipe fucking glasses.
yeah. They built like fucking bomb shelter type fucking.
Underground bunker.
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny Eng and I forget the other guy's name. I just remember the Asian guy, Johnny Eng. But yeah, they were twisted.
What was that? A smiley face killer. What was it called?
Oh, Richard Eng. I'm sorry, Tony Buick. Yeah, Richard Eng. Johnny Eng was the fucking Machine Gun Johnny from Chinatown. That was the leader, like the Ghost Dragon, fucking
Yeah.
Chinese mob or whatever. Leonard Wise. There you go, Tony. That's what his name. Leonard Wise and Richard Eng. Yeah, if you guys never checked out their fucking story, you want to see some sick shit, go look at that fucking documentary. Those guys are fucking
Some
twisted.
premeditated shit.
Oh yeah, those guys were sick. Real sick. But I don't know what's sicker, the fact that fucking these people did this shit, or the fact that somebody like Richard Ramirez is in prison and women are fucking he got married when he was in there and he had like a fan club of women that like fucking loved him and would send him fucking love letters and money and all sorts of shit. Like, did you not hear what this
Wow.
guy did to women? I think his first I think his first murder victim was like a 88 or 90-year-old fucking lady that he beat and R-worded and tortured, you know?
Wow.
Like
Jesus.
what the and you got married while he was in prison and women that are in his fan club. Like what type of sick shit is that? That's crazy,
And
Yeah,
man.
people,
and
women get
actually
off on
having
that.
conjugal visits with the one he married.
Fucking crazy. That's fucking nuts.
Wouldn't it be ironic if he winds up killing his wife in
Killing
a
yeah.
fucking conjugal visit?
No shit. I say she had it coming.
Yeah, you dumb bitch. Who the fuck would marry me?
I think
Yeah.
I think one of the worst was John Wayne Gacy.
Oh
Buried
yeah, he
his
was
victim
bad.
under his the
Good,
mother's house.
good looking for the $10, Danny Green. When
Thank you,
Gunsmoke
Danny.
wakes up.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
All right.
Thank you, Danny.
Good luck, Danny. Yeah, Gacy had them people built in the what is it called underneath your house? The fucking
The cross,
Port,
yeah,
port.
the cross,
no,
yeah, underneath the, it does,
Yeah,
when the
like a
house
little
doesn't have the
fucking.
basement, crosswalk or something like that.
Yeah, like a little porch, but it wasn't like high up.
Yeah, yeah,
that
it
was
didn't,
that was in the backyard. How he also had inside the house itself, where somebody would
Oh,
have their basement. It's like the floorboards where the cross beams are that hold the support for
yeah,
the house.
yeah, it's
Inside that
called a
okay.
crawl
crawl
space,
space, crawl
yeah, the
space or
crawl,
something like
yeah, the
that.
crawl space, yeah, inside that crawl
There
space,
you
he was
go. Yeah,
burying people in there fucking too, man.
yeah. That's fucking
They
nuts.
found like I think they found like 30 something fucking bodies in his fucking house behind the porch and underneath his fucking floorboards in his house.
You imagine the smell during the decomposing of the bodies.
Oh my
Well, when
god.
the cops went there, they said, I was watching they smelt the dead bodies, you know,
Yeah, he didn't even use lime or nothing. He just buried him fucking
nothing.
straight in there.
Yeah,
Nasty.
you know,
The killer clown.
yeah, dress up as a clown and do parties and then go kill his victim.
Sick motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
real sick. Hey, thanks, Bella. Have a good night.
Bella. All right. Have a good night. Happy Memorial Day. What up, Michael? Oh yeah,
I
Tony
can't
Buick's in here too. What up, Tony?
I can't believe Mark Wahlberg is playing Greg Scarpa.
Might be
Yeah,
good.
I heard about that, yeah.
I mean, he's a great actor, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's too short for the part.
Yeah, Greg Scarpa was a big ass dude, man.
He'd have to change his accent too. He's got that Boston accent. Craig Scarpa was from New York.
Yeah, give me
Yeah,
some lobster.
that it'll
Yeah.
be a lot easier to do that when you got a Boston accent, to talk New York accent.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing too is that most people across the country don't know the fucking difference.
That's
Yeah,
a good
that's
point.
true.
You know,
We do. Yeah.
if you're from New York or fucking New England, you'll know in 2 seconds. But most of the rest of the fucking country has no idea. They all sound the same to them. Unless you have that real like Southie accent where you're like ka, put the ka in the ya, you know that
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
man.
And they say lobster, they say lobster, you know.
Lobster.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
say
D's got a real thick
I say
fucking.
lobster too.
You do?
Lobster.
With the A, lobster.
Yeah, yeah,
Lobster.
yeah.
Lobster.
I like to know what accent Frankie's got.
That's true. Yeah.
Frankie.
Yeah.
Frankie? I don't know. Frankie,
Yeah,
when
he's
I
got.
first heard Frankie, I said, who the fuck is this guy? He's not
He's got a
Italian.
South Dakota accent.
Yeah, he sounds like a hillbilly, you know.
Yeah, he's got like
He does
I don't
not
know.
show his New York accent.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, Howie, you got the New York accent. Frank doesn't.
He's got like a Mississippi. No.
He sounds like a hillbilly, man.
He's from Kentucky.
Yeah, Frank can hide anywhere. He put you know, something with suspenders on. You know, they think he's one of them. You know,
Yeah, he looks like he doesn't look like a Sicilian guy
no,
from New York.
no, he looks like the Beverly Hillbillies. You know,
Thank you, Danny. Have a great day tomorrow, man. You and your father. 3 Purple Heart veteran from injuries sustained in Vietnam.
Wow,
Damn, Danny. Have a great day, man. Thank you
Vietnam
for
was
everything.
Vietnam was no joke.
Yeah.
no,
Thanks for your father's service, Danny.
Yeah, man.
Happy Memorial Day.
the Korean War was bad too. Everybody forgot the Korean War.
The Forgotten War. Yeah.
They
Yeah, but that
forgot.
there was no war like fucking Vietnam for America.
No,
We didn't
no,
we didn't we didn't even win that war. We got fucking killed out
slaughtered.
there.
Yeah,
And And you also have to remember, not only did we not win that fucking war, but all the fucking people that died, the ones that came back that survived that shit, all came home fucked up from the shit that they were fucking forced to do out there.
They
Yeah,
didn't take care of them neither.
my coworker, he was in Vietnam and he was a tunnel rat. You know what a tunnel rat
Yeah,
is?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. You will go down and because the Vietnamese would make tunnels on the ground. They would go down with the flashlight and the 45. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Get blown up and shot with booby traps and
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say all them tunnels they had were fucking booby trapped and shit.
yeah. You got some fucking Vietnam guy fucking running at you in the dark with a fucking spear. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
he carries a big ass knife all the time with him. He's always paranoid.
I know my grandmother was alive. She was telling me stories about her brother, my uncle, and he was always fucked up ever since I knew him when he was little. He had only one leg and shit like that, and he was always fucking like out there, like mentally and shit. He was in the Vietnam War for a long fucking time, and my grandmother was telling me that some of the shit that he told her that they made him do out there fucked him up so much that when he came home he couldn't even function anymore.
Yeah.
It was like it
Yeah,
was that fucked up, and
and,
they used to give all those guys heroin and shit like that, so
yeah.
they
I was
would
just
be
gonna say
complicit.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, they had to do it
Opium.
because the shit that they were doing to make these guys do was so fucking horrific. They had to get them fucking high to carry out their orders. It was that sick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just to boost up their fucking endorphins,
Yeah, I
so they
asked.
wouldn't
I
feel so
remember.
bad.
Yeah, I remember. I asked my grandmother if she could give me like a couple examples, and she's like, It's so fucking bad. She wouldn't even fucking repeat it to me."
Yeah, he
So
Wow.
I don't even know. I don't even know what he said till this day. I have
probably had
no
to
idea.
kill children and everything.
Oh
Most
yeah,
likely.
they did massacres, man.
Young teenagers they were probably using as fucking soldiers.
Well, that's a lot of the problem with like the Middle East and like Afghanistan and shit like that. The suicide bombers would be 6, 7, 8-year old fucking kids, and
Yeah,
Women.
the last thing that we do as a military, just as a society in general, is to fucking kill a kid. But when the guy's strapped with a fucking bomb, that puts you in a fucked up spot.
Hmm.
And regardless of that kid is gonna come over and kill you and all your partners, it don't matter. You're still killing the fucking kid, and that haunts people.
Yeah, or you see your partner fucking blown the fucking his arms and legs are all over the place.
Hmm. Crazy.
that's sick. Yeah.
Yeah, those
My
guys definitely
friend,
had it bad.
yeah, my
Well,
friend said
not
he had
only.
a brother also in Vietnam, and they would cut off ears off the Vietnamese and keep them as souvenirs. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a guy that did a fucking documentary on that on here. He was a tunnel rat that did that. He had a belt clip of like fucking 50 years on it or something.
Yeah, yeah. I think my friend had
But
like 20 something. Yeah. He
the
showed
the
me
work
pictures. I said, that shit is disgusting, man.
Hey,
well
you
the worst part is the fact that when they finally did end the Vietnam War, when the veterans came home, they got shitted on by the fucking American people because they
Yes.
blamed them for us being in the war. So they got treated like shit
Yeah.
when they got home.
Yeah.
that movie The Deer Hunter was crazy.
Well, yeah, with Robert De Niro and
Yeah,
Fredo, whatever his name was.
yeah, when they were doing the Russian roulette. Mao,
Yeah,
Mao.
yeah. Yeah, with the French guy that was, yeah, yeah.
Well,
In the
there's
end,
a
they
couple
blew his brains
people.
out.
There's a couple people on here that are so stupid they played Russian roulette with a Glock.
The fuck.
You can't play right.
Fucking idiots.
Imagine being forced to fucking play that.
Well, I'm sure it happens.
Well, in that movie Deer Hunter, the guy was high, bro. The guy was fucking on heroin, whatever.
I think about it, but if like, I guess like after all the shit you had to go through to get to that point, you probably fucking welcome a bullet to your head.
Yeah. I think Robert De Niro in that movie fucked his what's his name? Girlfriend or something like that. He got together. Remember the Howie
What do you mean?
in Deer Hunter?
Oh, he winds up getting together with the. What do you
That guy
mean?
that blew his brains out with his girlfriend.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Hey, hey guys, I'm gonna hop down, man. I'm fucking tired.
yeah. Me too.
I'll call
All
it a
right.
night.
yeah,
But hey, thanks for having me on. Everybody
Yeah.
in the chat, have a good rest of your day. Happy Memorial Day. Smoke
you too,
Howie,
man.
Carmine. Take care,
Yeah.
fellas.
Have a good Memorial Day tomorrow, everyone. Carmine, it was a pleasure.
Good. Yeah,
Um, thanks to the people that donated. Gunsmoke.
Yes,
Talk
sir.
to you soon. All right, buddy.
All right.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you,
all
Howie.
right,
Thank you,
man.
All right.
Carmen.
All right.
All right. So
Have
I
a
guess,
good. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna leave too, man. I'm
yeah.
tired. It's 3 in the morning.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I appreciate you, Carmine.
Yeah, no problem. All right. When
Yeah,
you
enjoy
coming
the day
back on?
tomorrow. I'll be live during the day tomorrow sometime. I don't know. We'll see.
All right. All right.
But yeah, enjoy the day, man.
All right. You too, man.
All right.
Take
Thanks for
care.
coming on, brother.
Okay.
Oh, all
Bye.
right. All right, folks. I thank Danny Green, Jay Dams, and of course, Bella. Thank you so much, Bella. Later, Danny. Your dad fought at the famous Battle of Can Tin in Vietnam. That was a brutal war, man. Yeah, thank your father for his service. I thank your father. That was a brutal war. Should have won that war, damn it. Anyway, guys, enjoy the day tomorrow. Stay safe. God bless America. God bless our veterans. Thank all the veterans for their service. Remember the ones we've lost. And spend time with your families tomorrow, friends. Have a good time. Live it up. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.